Hey, and welcome back to the most notorious podcast, baby. It's your boy, Raider Will. Hey, I'm in charge today, so the rhythm is going to be a little bit different, but I'm going to bring my two heavyweight brothers in with me, man. I'm going to bring my boy. Hey, the first one's going to be, I got my boy, 401 Raider Jeff in the building, baby. Let's go. Then I got my boy, hey, needs no introduction, worldwide famous and always grateful, always humble, my man, Cheeto Linus, baby. What's cracking, Cheeto?
Hold on. You do what Jeff's doing, you know.
You're just jealous you can't grow facial hair like this.
Mm-hmm. I choose not to. This is irritating enough, bro. Mm-hmm.
Dude, did you get that? He called us fat. He called us his heavyweights. What the fuck? Hey. Seriously?
Are you skinny?
Who said he was fat?
No, I'm not.
Is he lying,
fat, bro?
No, he's not.
All right.
No, here we go. I told you it's gonna be the full Will Effects show tonight with the sound effects and shit.
Yeah, Carmen, what up, girl? What up, girl? What's going on? Hey, dog. What's up with keeping us backstage and shit? Like, I
had to introduce y'all, man. Hey, I'm telling y'all, man. Hey, what I love is this: when Cheeto is in the chat and he says, "Hey, man, somebody recognized me," and Jeff has had this happen before. They watch the podcast. And you guys are just so grateful and so thankful to have things like that. I got to keep the heavyweights in the back, bro.
Oh, my Lord.
You know, so that's why I got to bring out my 1-2 punch.
Okay. You know, it's funny because shout out to Gabriel Mariachi. He came out this weekend.
Yeah.
And then he was like, Chidolinas. I'm like, what up, man? What up? We're just talking about you.
Talking about me?
Yeah. How you're cool. Stuff like that. And then he's like, oh, because Will calls me the world famous. I mean, you can call me Cheeto Linus, just don't call me the world famous Cheeto Linus. The way Will does. And he goes, oh, no, you're not world famous yet. I'm like, oh, see, I like him.
That's what's up, man. Hey, let's say what's up to the chat here. We got, hey, Big Luck says late again. Hey, that's all me.
Wow, we were in the back, bro. He didn't let us in. Oh, no.
Facts. Hey, we got Coach out here saying, hold on here. Ooh, sorry, Coach.
Be patient, people. Be patient.
Yeah,
first time with the big dogs.
Work with me. Yes, I'm running with the big dogs. Raider Mooch, what's up, bro?
So what is up with them calling you Raider Mooch, dog? Because I hear Mooch.
You know what?
I think something else. Like Mooch means something different to me.
I have no idea, bro. That's where I'm like, hey, I gotta call Coach on that one.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. Hey, man, what's going on, fella? Salute, bueno.
Bueno, what up, man? What up?
Yep.
Hey, bueno, you're in the IE, bro. How come you didn't come through, big dog? What's going on? Or he might have been. I just didn't know it was him. He could have said it was him, and I would not have known. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yo,
he sent his fridge as his replacement.
Yeah.
Silver and Black Fats. What's up, guys? You got your custom tie Simpson jersey ordered yet?
I'm surprised people order the Mendoza jerseys. You know what? This is how you know the current players on the team aren't petty. If I was one of these new guys, I would have picked the number 15 and had Mendoza have to pay me to get that number from me.
Yeah. That would have been a smart move. You get some extra
Right?
money on the
Can you imagine the number of Raider fans that would have lost their heads if when the new players' jerseys, you know how they put them out earlier? If one of them would have been a 15? Oh my God. Everyone who ordered Mendoza 15 jerseys would be losing it right now.
Oh man. But
So, Will, I got to ask you a question. Will saw it earlier too. What'd you think about the new intro?
Oh.
I was just listening. I didn't see.
I shortened it up. It's only like 47 seconds.
Oh, I noticed that because I was like, oh, damn, he's already introducing us. I was doing something and then I came back. So, yeah, I like it. That's cool.
I'm going to spiff it up a little bit more than that, but the shorter the better, I found. So, out of my research I've done with how to change things up to keep people. Yeah, because the other one's too long. People fade out, man. They don't stick around.
You know what? When I do it was rundown, it's a little different because people tend to come in during that time. I noticed it was long when I listened because Will does his show on the Spotify. So as I listened to his show, I'm like, damn, get to the show already, dude. Yeah, but that was just on his show, though. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But you guys are right, man. Hey, so we just already started, right? Everybody's talking about Ty Simpson. Everybody's talking about Dan Orlovsky and what he's saying. It's the biggest news in Raider Nation, right? The whole world broke because somebody has a different opinion. Guys, I don't know.
Can we just like establish like why that's news though now?
All right. You want to establish why it's news now?
Yeah, because Max is back. So the Max trade shit's over, right? The draft is a month away. There's no drama with the Raiders right now, which is crazy, right? So why not just create something?
We're not used to this quietness.
No, yeah, we're not. Yeah.
It's always something hectic and stupid going on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's why it's like it makes sense when people start doing this, especially this draft, because there's no like
clear number one quarterback. There's
I mean there is because it's Mendoza, but it's not like it's Mendoza or somebody else. You know what I mean? Like let's just turn in the ticket and the draft starts at number 2. Like that's how I feel like it is.
No,
right now. Yeah.
No. We need to wait. We need to hold out that little bit of hope. That we might do something different. So stop it.
So Jeff, and we're gonna get into it today because I do have some questions for y'all. You know, we always talked about trade back. I know you're on the trade back trade. There's a lot
train. This motherfucker's the conductor.
I'm the conductor, the engine, everything.
Yeah. He's the dude without a shirt shoveling the coal.
I also have certain questions on that because even though we're saying, hey, trade back, now that there is no clear number one guy, why would teams want to trade back? Why would they want to trade for that number one pick? And I'm going to ask you guys that. We'll get into that later. But, let's get into the Dan Orlovsky thing, man, because
Simpson is the best quarterback in this class. I think when you look at the body of work and what was asked of these two quarterbacks, you have to start with the question, who needed to do more to carry their football team to play well? Ty Simpson, and it's not close between those two quarterbacks. Who took more games over throughout the course of the season? Ty Simpson. It's not even close. And if we're asking, like, okay, we're trying to see what you are as a player in college and what you're going to be asked to do in the NFL and what translates. I start with, what do you do in moments of panic with the football? Because that's really what separates good to great. I would tell you that Ty Simpson is more consistent in that regard. There's not a ton of moments of panic out of Fernando Mendoza. And then there's moments when he immediately drops his eyes and becomes a runner. Ty Simpson more consistent in that. What guy was asked to do more NFL throws? When I say NFL throws, I'm talking 15, 20, 25-yard in routes, crossing routes, deep corner or sail routes. Ty Simpson, and it's not even close in that regard. Downfield throws, the posts and the goes, I think they're close. Mendoza throws a lot of go routes, and he's good at it, but I think they're close. RPO, get it out, that's probably what Mendoza's offense was.
Right.
And then I think throwing on the move, they're both relatively equal. So when it comes to moments of panic and big throws, real NFL throws, I think it's clearly Ty Simpson.
So it is, I mean, to be clear, this will get a lot of attention that you feel this way because you are, at this point, I think, one of the most one of the people whose opinions on this stuff matter the most. And everyone has their opinion, and this is certainly going to be an unconventional one. But you're comfortable saying if you had the choice between the two of them, you would take Ty right now.
I would much rather have Ty, and I like Fernando Mendoza. This is not to slight Mendoza.
Yeah.
I would rather have Ty Simpson at the 15 to 20 range than Fernando Mendoza at one.
And it feels
it's not
like
a
that's
slight
the way
to Mendoza, it's the reality.
Yeah.
It's hard to find one game that you sit there and go, Mendoza was the best player on the field. Either team. Maybe the Ohio State Big Ten title game, and even then there's like 2 throws in that game. But you go cut on the Vandy, Missouri, Wisconsin, first Georgia game, you're going, Ty Simpson looks like the best player in the field. And the only reason Alabama's in the game. And so he just wasn't asked to do a lot. And so I think it's really hard to watch the tape from Indiana this year and sit there and go, all the things that we're going to ask the number 1 pick. The number 1 pick to do, there's just not a ton of examples of it.
Let's roll the tape. You have to.
All right. And they get into the tape and they start talking about the tape, right? So he comes out, gives his different opinion. Jeff's been giving this opinion for the past 3 months, right? That we should have drafted
in a different manner, though.
in a different manner.
Not actually calling for Ty Simpson as a definite bona fide
I was
better than
gonna say.
Mendoza, but more for trading back just to get more assets to increase this roster to help us going forward. That's my take on the whole thing.
Let me ask you guys this. Why is it that his opinion has broken the internet, has broken Raider Nation? I'd be like, is it because he's stating facts that there is no number 1 real quarterback? Or is it because there are those doubts that everyone has?
Look, man, we do the YouTube thing, right?
Yeah.
And if we were to come up here every week and tell you how awesome Mendoza is, how awesome it is, how much we love him, it would really come really redundant. What used to make this show spicy was when he had the other guy on here with us. Although sometimes he would get carried away, right? But it brings that spiciness. And there's nothing wrong with what he said, right? There's truths to it, but then I always say perspectives to it as well. Why didn't Mendoza throw that many times at Indiana? Because Indiana had a hell of a running game, right? Alabama didn't. Alabama lacked a running game. If Simpson had a running game in Alabama, it might have been a little different for him, right? It started off good for him, and then that's why he phased away. So, I mean, I think they both have their thing, but I'll say this to Orfalowski. Shout out to him for not being afraid to put that out there and have people call him dumb, stupid, idiotic. I was listening to Q Show, bro. Somebody was telling him that if ESPN has a drug test, because this guy should be tested for crack. I was like, bro, God forbid you have a different opinion. And the reason I say that, because I was Orlovsky last year when it came to Ashton Genty. Okay? So I've been in that seat, bro, and there's nothing wrong with having a different opinion. You know what I mean? There's just different reasons. It all just on how you see it. And I don't think he once said that he was better than Mendoza, though. He just said he doesn't like Mendoza at number 1, and you get more value out of taking Simpson later than you would out of using Mendoza with that one, because then you could do other things with that one, if that makes sense. That's how I saw it. I didn't see him up there and say, not once did he say Mendoza sucks. Not once did he say Simpson is better than Mendoza, right? But it's just the way people like to hear and take things in, especially Raider fans right now, because we're all set in on Mendoza, bro. Mendoza. Mm-hmm.
I'm just tired of the whole Mendoza thing being pushed in your face without any, people will just sit there and say, well, he won a Heisman or he won the national championship.
So
look what he did in the, but there's more to than just winning the Heisman and winning the national championship. Yeah, that's great. I mean, definitely, I'm not knocking him for it. He had a great season. There's no two ways about it. But don't keep pushing in my face that that's the only option out there that we can go with. Is we got to take him at number 1 at all costs.
Right.
My favorite is when they say, "Well, if it doesn't work, then we just try again." Well, that's a piss poor attitude with the number 1 overall pick, if you ask me. If you're going into it, well, if he doesn't work out as our quarterback, then we'll just reload and try again. Well, That's horrible.
That's with any pick, though. Any pick is a gamble.
It is,
no pick is guaranteed. Yeah,
but a plug-and-play quarterback is not the easiest pick to make. Okay,
yeah, but neither is multiple picks and hoping they all hit.
When you take a guy that's a bona fide, like let's just say for Caleb Downs, okay, probably about 85% he's going to come in and he's going to be a plug-and-play guy. He's going to stop.
You know that?
He's too athletic, and he plays in a position that's. Yeah, but he doesn't play in a position that has that much pressure on him. When you're the quarterback, you're expected to come in and be that guy. And if you're not that guy, then it's all for naught. You know what I'm saying? Like the pressure on a rookie quarterback, especially if he's going to start, it's up here. You know, so that's a totally different. Now, if you took him at say pick number 10 or 12. The pressure's not as high because he's not the number one overall pick. That's the whole point.
I think for the
overall pick in a draft, that's huge.
For the Mendoza fans, that's Mendoza's thing, though. He hasn't made it seem that that's what bothers him. Like mentally, it hasn't seemed this is too much for him. You saw what happened to Diego, right? The minute he got a little bit of glamour, it fucking went to like. He took himself way out of the picture. Right? Yeah, Mendoza has yet to do that. Even in the games,
the kid's attitude was horrible.
Exactly, and Mendoza hasn't shown that. And I get what you're saying though about him having that attitude, that personality, the pressure of a quarterback. I think that's the one thing I do notice from Mendoza. He doesn't seem to be one that will crumble with it or can, that it lets him bother because he doesn't see it that way. He just wants to play ball. You know, he's not out here like you have to take me number one. You have to take me number one. You know what I mean? He's just like, I'm going to play wherever I play. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Here's my take, right? We've all been talking about it since the end of the season. There's no clear-cut number one. There's no guy that we were like, hey, man, this guy's like head and shoulders above another guy. But people are acting like this.
Oh my God. Who's acting like that, bro?
Everybody.
I want to know what part of the Raider world Raider Will is in that it sounds like the FBI is busting into Raider Nation's world.
Hey.
Maybe Lip has me too busy these days, but I don't see it that way.
Hey, but I mean, like people are questioning. They're going like, "Oh, Mendoza's not the number one pick." They're like, "Oh, now it comes to them that there's possibility of this guy not being the best player in the draft."
And that wasn't what he said, though. But he never said take Simpson at 1.
He didn't. He said, it's a more he likes taking, and that's like, let me ask you, and that's why a lot of people go like, "Hey, I'd rather take Simpson later on. It's more value."
And that's what Jeff's about. That's where Jeff is. Yeah. Jeff is more players later. Yeah.
And I agree with you. And I'm like, here, let me ask you that. We're not in that position, though. We're not in a position to say, hey, you know what? We're going to move back and get more value at this moment. Right. And right now, like my question for you guys was, right?
I shut in super chat, Will.
Sorry, super chat. Huh? You see that? Gotta find that, Cheeto.
You want me to read it? I could do it.
Yeah, you read it. You put it up there.
Hey, bro. Shout out to my boy on 6. Thoughts on us bringing in two-way superstar from USC, Dustin, that played running back and strong safety for a top 30 visit. As much as I would love more talent on this team, I think we're good at running back.
Thanks, on 6. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you very much, man.
Oh, man, he's hilarious. He's hilarious.
It's too much.
We got to tell you, Will, like, what's going on? We got to tell Will what that refers to.
All right, go ahead. Hit me with that.
No, we'll tell you later, like off screen.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it out here.
Hey. But like we were talking about, right? We were talking about the whole Dan Orlovsky thing, but there was a response. We'll get back on that. There was a response to that. Chase Daniels came out, and this was Chase Daniels said, man. Different opinion, right? Different strokes, different.
Mind you, two non-Hall of Fame quarterbacks.
Surprising to a lot of people. Actually, I agree with a lot of that. A lot of everything that he's saying. Big time throws, the type of throws that you need as an NFL quarterback. Ty Simpson does that. And you look at the first 8 games, just purely on film with Ty Simpson, there was no better player in all of college football. I'm talking #1 overall pick, without a doubt. And it just looks, the mechanics just look good, man. They look beautiful. He looks like an NFL quarterback. He feels like an NFL quarterback. He's a good dude. He's a leader. He's a coach's son, all that stuff. Here's what I think Dan's missing a little bit is that the Fernando Mendoza piece. You start on December 6th in the Big Ten championship game. That gauntlet that Fernando Mendoza went through, Ohio State, Alabama, Oregon, Miami, and the way he played through all of those, 9 total touchdowns in those 4 games, the most important games of his entire career with an Indiana team that a lot of people didn't give a lot of hope to go beat these blue bloods of college football, that heart, that poise, all that stuff. Fernando Mendoza is ready to play right now. There's no doubt about that. I think they're really close. I do think Fernando Mendoza is the #1 quarterback, though. Ty Simpson, I mean, who knows? The career right now, it's really close, but I would go with Fernando because of those last games.
Yeah. Right, he says because of those last games. So let me ask you guys.
This next section is brought to you by Monster Energy Drink. Monster, the drink of champions. All right, go ahead, Don. Hey, go ahead, man. Go ahead. That was Chase Daniels, right?
Yeah, that was Jaden Daniels, right? So that comes to my next.
Daniels. Yeah. Not Jade.
Is the regular season or postseason evaluation more important when you're evaluating a quarterback for you guys? Basically saying, hey, is it in prime time that you're like giving more evaluation for, or during the regular season? So, hey, Jeff, I'm going to start with you, bro. Go ahead, brother.
I think it's definitely a mix of both, but you got to remember when they're in the college playoffs, they're going up against superior teams. You know, those other teams are there for a reason. You know, because don't forget, during the regular season, those schedules are made up by that school. You know, by their by their athletic directors. So they decide who they're going to play throughout the season. Obviously, they have to play teams within their own division, but they pull fluff games too. You know, so teams like Notre Dame, they set their schedule up. They have to play certain teams, but then they also throw in some other games in there where, you know, they play a much lesser competition. USC, they all do the same thing. They have to fill so many in their division. So I look at it this way. When they get to the college playoffs, the teams you're going against, again, they're there for a reason. It's much stiffer competition, and it doesn't stop the entire time from your first playoff game right up to the last championship, you know, to the championship game. So, I mean, I'm not putting all the stock in just the national championship game like some people do. It's like you got to look at his whole body of work too, you know? So when you evaluate, I mean, he's going up against tougher defenses. You got to kind of look at the playoff, I think, a little bit more.
Cheeto.
As a college football fan, bro, let me tell you this: college football is not the same anymore. The playoffs is a new thing. So to sit here and say we graded off the postseason, that's new. This year was the most teams that had been in the playoffs. So this is the first time you've seen someone play that many games, right? The one thing I'll say too with the schools and the thing like that, NIL has changed a lot of it. Alabama used to have the best players in the country. Alabama doesn't have the best players in the country anymore. Teams like Indiana would not have the players that they have if it wasn't for NIL. So you have to look at it a little different when it comes to that. What I've done is what I've listened to scouts, different people, when it comes to Mendoza and other quarterbacks, is see how he's improved from where he was at Cal to when he got at Indiana and what he started doing differently. Not so much the national championship run, the wins, because that's a team effort, right? As much as we want to say nobody thought Indiana was going to win, we all saw with our own eyes that was a really good team. That was a way better team than any of us thought when they started playing football. Like, that defense was knocking people the way I didn't know Indiana could, right? But I will say that you just look at how they perform in big time situations. Look at Dante Moore, and he's come out and said that he's had like not mental health issues, but it was more of a confidence problem after that championship game. But he's only 20 years old. So you get to see the maturity in them. What happens when they go to different programs? Do they adapt easily when they go to a different program, right? At Cal, Mendoza was a gunslinger. Why didn't most of us not know him at Cal? Because I'm in the West Coast. So unless you stayed up 7, 9 o'clock at night to watch Cal Bear games, you had no idea that Cal was playing. And that's the thing with college football. We just see the national primetime games as the ones that you see, right? So you really have to dig deep into where they were, who they do, who they played with, how they adapt, right? One of the greatest arms that I think in college football, his name is Nico, transferred from Tennessee to UCLA, has completely disappeared, bro, because there's no talent around him. There's no coaching. There's nothing, and he's fallen victim to that. Doesn't mean the kid doesn't have talent. And then you look at someone like Fernando. Fernando went to Indiana, Coach Signetti, a good program, up-and-coming program. This isn't their first year. They made the playoff last year. Last year, the greatest team in the nation, Notre Dame, knocked them out. What?
You knew he was going to get something in there from Notre Dame.
But, and I think that's the thing with college now. You can't evaluate it the way we used to. Even the way we evaluate players has to start changing. Clint Kubiak said it too, right? I look at how many times these kids entered the portal. That shows me, do they want to play ball? Do they want to learn? Or are they out there chasing the bag? So all that gets looked into now when you look into evaluating talent in college, bro. It's so different now than in mine and Jeff's era. Yeah.
Man, I just agree with you but for me, when you evaluate everything, right? Crunch time for me, especially crunch time situations in big time games, I do want to weigh that a little bit heavier because I'm tired of having a guy that in big time games, bro, he just breaks down and can't make it, right? Or let's say the Derek Carr. We'd make it to the playoffs, but we ain't gonna win a game.
He only made it once, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Made it to the playoffs, but we ain't gonna win a game.
But mind you, he has the most comeback victories in our organization. So he does have it in him, but it's like how you're saying in the big moments. And obviously he was only there once. So yeah.
So it's very difficult for me to sit here and say, hey, I want a guy to be evaluated in the regular season and say I'm going to weigh that more heavy because this league isn't built off evaluating teams and players in the regular season. It's built off championships. It's built off what you do. If you raise a Lombardi, then you're going to have that. So at the end of the day, I think that's important, man. And then you have to look at that, and I weigh that heavier. But
it is, but it's not one person why these teams win a championship.
100%.
Even the great 15 out of Kansas City, the years he won, it wasn't just because of him.
No, I agree with you 100%. Yeah. It takes a team. And that's why you have to evaluate that, right? You have to look at everything. And you know what? Here's a different take, right? And I love that we were bringing different takes. We said, hey, we're going to bring a different view. This is what Jeff wants to hear. This is what McCann comes out.
Whether or not you think Ty Simpson or Fernando Mendoza is the best quarterback prospect in his draft is subjective. But what Dan just pointed out tells me that can't miss quarterback prospect in this draft. And if that's the case, then the Las Vegas Raiders need to hold an auction for the #1 overall pick. If you got a quarterback prospect, whether it's Mendoza or Ty Simpson, #1 on your board, and it's debatable on whether or not you can mess this kid up, then you should probably consider trading down if there's a team that's willing to give you a king's ransom to move up to #1 to take either one of them, whether that ends up being the New York Jets or the Arizona Cardinals or the Cleveland Browns. These franchises that have multiple first-round picks, these franchises that are listless when it comes to being able to find a franchise guy, you should be auctioning that pick off. Because if you're the Raiders, you understand that this is a multi-year rebuild that you are about to undergo with your new head coach, Clint Kubiak. And the best thing that you can do is stockpile picks so you can acquire top-tier talent. And what the NFL has told us, with the volume of trades that we've seen in the first month of the new league year, is that they don't feel great about this year's draft. We've had 8 19 trades since this offseason. 19 trades, which is 3 more than any other offseason before the draft. And we still have a month to go before teams are on the clock. So you're having that level of veteran player movement because teams are trying to aggressively fulfill needs by throwing money at the problem and draft picks at the problem in order to get players that they can rely on in 2026 because they're not sure about what's coming out of the collegiate ranks. So if you're putting all of these things together, it's pointing to the Las Vegas Raiders needing to make the decision to trade down and trade out of that number 1 overall pick.
All right, guys, and you hear him talking about trading out of that number 1 overall pick. My question is this for you guys here.
Who was that talking?
That's Chris McCants.
Okay.
It says, with no clear number 1 quarterback, let me ask you guys this. Why would a team want to trade with the Raiders?
But there is a clear number 1 quarterback. It depends on your perspective. Mendoza is the clear number 1 quarterback.
Okay. So
clear number 1 quarterback, but not the clear number 1 pick overall.
That's not the question he asked. See the difference?
Or number 1, okay, with no clear number 1 pick. Let me rephrase it. With no clear number 1 pick, why would a team want to trade back trade with the Raiders? And who is your highest rated player on your board that you think that a team would actually trade the number 1 pick or to acquire the number 1 pick for?
It all depends on the teams and how they evaluate it. Like you look at who's behind us, right? Who needs a quarterback right now? You look at Arizona. Arizona just moved on from Kyler, right? They got a new coach, new system. So they're in the same situation we are as far as they're going to start to have to build the foundation. Do they want to start with the quarterback or do they want to start somewhere else, right? With the interior, like me and Jeff want. Start with the inside, then work your way out, right? It all just depends. And I think as far as talent-wise, we always put the quarterback number 1 because it's the most important position, quote unquote, in the NFL. So that's why they're the ones always going first. You look at that year where it was Caleb, Jaden, and what's his name? Drake May, right? Mm-hmm. And then out of nowhere, JJ McCarthy, right? Michael Penix Jr., Bo Nix. Those 3 had no business being picked in the first round. But why were they picked in the first round?
It's just that teams were so desperate for quarterback.
Yeah. I don't think that hasn't been a lesson learned, though, coming into this draft. Look at what Minnesota just did. They went to go grab Kyler Murray. They just signed Carson Wentz. They drafted J.J. McCarthy in the top 10, dog.
Yeah, that just tells me that J.J. McCarthy's not the guy they thought he was going to be for them.
Yeah.
That's pretty much
it just
what it comes
depends
down
on the team and how much they like this guy that they're willing to make that move. And so it's not so much of him being that dude. It's Kubiak see him as that's my guy. And I don't see any other player better than him. So that's why he's going number 1 or anyone else behind us. Because you could ask me like who I think the best player is, or even that year when we took Brock at 13. Brock to me was probably number 2 or 3 player in that entire draft, talent wise.
And it fell all the way to 13 is insane
because of his position. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm asking you, Cheeto, in your opinion, what player is there that you're like, man, if I could grab the player in the draft, that number 1 guy, like they're saying the Love guy, the kid from Notre Dame, the running back.
See, if I wasn't on the Raiders, if I'm not the Raiders,
to
me, Jeremiah Love is the most talented player in this fucking draft.
And that's what I mean.
I think it's him and Caleb, to be honest with you.
But he's a running back, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
How are running backs valued in the league, right? Oh, they're only going to be here 3-4 years, then you move on.
It's starting to come back a little bit, but it's still not like it used to be. You're right.
Yeah. Caleb Downs, Jeremiah Love, Arvell Reese, right? Mm-hmm. The other linebacker, the one that went lights out at the combine, what's his name?
Oh, Sonny Styles
right now. There you go, Sonny Styles. Yeah, the tight end out of fucking Oregon. That kid is insane.
That kid's insane.
I am scared of that motherfucker going to Kansas City.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. But the one thing I will tell you about, I think we mentioned it earlier. Remember I was telling you guys about Brady Logan Paul and the WWE.
Yeah.
Don't forget that ESPN is part of that as well now. So a lot of it is a little. Why do you think they were? What's his names were on Pat McAfee show? So I'm getting a little iffy before I start taking shit out of ESPN as gospel nowadays.
I haven't listened to ESPN.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, to me, it's not what it used to be. Yeah.
No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jeff, who's that one player that you think a team will move up for? Make that trade. Do you think it's Jeremiah Love? Do you think there's a guy like that, or do you think there's going to be another team that's going to make that move for Mendoza?
I in all honesty, I think it's one of two teams, possibly a third one in there that would move up for Mendoza. And it's the number 2 pick, the number 3 pick, and the number 6 pick, and that is the Jets, the Cardinals, and I think Cleveland would still do it too. Cleveland's not done trying to find a quarterback.
And Cleveland has a lot of picks, right?
Yes, they do.
Yeah,
Yes,
Cleveland's one of those sneaky teams. If you see who
they
they've drafted recently, and then what they have in the draft, like, bro, like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Cleveland has the 6, the 24, the 39.
Yep.
And then you could probably fleece them for a first rounder next year. All right. Arizona's got the 3rd, the 34th, and the 65th, and you can probably pull a first rounder next year out of them.
Right.
The
And
Jets
you
have
have
the 2nd,
to.
the 16th, the 33rd. So they've got 3 picks in the top 33 of this draft, and you could probably still pull a first rounder from them next year too. So you're talking the possible haul of 3 first-round draft picks coming from 2 for this year, and 1 from next year.
I'm sorry. He said I get my gospel from the tamale lady.
My whole thing is when I look at the number 1 pick, we were given his golden ticket, basically, having that number 1 pick, because that number 1 pick is more valuable than just taking the number 1 guy overall.
Right,
it's valuable because of what you can do with that and turn that into even more money. Basically, I'm just equating it as money or more equity in the draft, and really fill this roster with some talented guys that are going to come in and start playing pretty much right away. Mendoza's not a guarantee that he's going to start right away. You have to hope that he works out in practice and the preseason.
That's
and
anybody, though. That's anyone we pick, though.
But I still think you've got a better opportunity to really add to this roster, gain an extra first round pick next year.
No, I get that part.
You have leverage. Yeah. Well, you have leverage, and you can move up a pick or 2 if you don't finish in the top 10 to possibly get one of these quarterbacks next year.
I get that part, but
Ty Simpson this year.
But I think to me,
why not?
It's the argument of, you don't know he's going to develop. You don't know how much time. That's anyone we pick. Anyone. Of course
it is.
So you can't just say only Mendoza.
Quarterback.
That goes to anyone we pick.
Yeah, but I just think it's a tougher stretch for a quarterback. That's the thing.
O linemen, D linemen can have a hard time too adjusting to the NFL speed. Secondary, these, same. Yeah, I think it's all a risk, not just Mendoza. No matter who we pick, they're all a risk. We're the Raiders. Shit, remember that year we had 5 picks in 2 years?
Demented 0. See, if the max trade went through and we still had that extra.
He wouldn't want to trade no more.
I wouldn't bother trading at that point because we've got a second pick in the first round, so we've got something that we've got for leverage. We can do something else with.
We went about this 3 weeks ago, right? Yeah.
Yeah. If that trade went through, we'd be good.
Absolutely. Yeah. Hey,
yeah. Exactly, Ernest.
Anthony has a question. What if you trade the first pick this year and draft a quarterback next year, and the QB decides to go back to school? Then what?
That's what I was telling you earlier. It's not the same college anymore. NIL has changed all that. So you can't base it off that anymore. This year was the arch draft.
Yeah, well, the next year there's only 2 that you know of for sure are coming out because they don't have any more time after this coming season.
And you don't even know. Look at how many Chambliss maybe. Moore can go to court and do everything that Chambliss did so he can stay in again. Remember, Chambliss had got denied and then he got approved.
I thought this was Moore's last chance. I thought he was.
No, they can still. Look at how many times they've been doing it. They don't have set guidelines for it. It's still they keep appealing. Yeah. Diego tried to do it again. This would have been like Diego for like 8th year and shit.
Yeah, but see, here's the argument. I see Nav saying, 15 starts in college. Ty Simpson was 1-0, not near enough experience. Ty Simpson was that offense. He had nothing. He's the one that was out there slinging that ball and everything. Like Mendoza didn't throw the ball for what was the stat he put up the other day? Like no more than 20 passes in a game the entire season. I think he did it maybe once. He threw for more than 20 or twice.
What was that stat I sent you guys yesterday?
I forget, but that's what I'm
top quarterbacks drafted in the first round with less than 300 yards thrown.
Yeah.
Right? And he was on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But then again, that goes back to why are you drafting him? I don't think they're looking at him. They're not drafting him thinking he's the gunslinger like Joe Burrow. They're drafting him for his intangibles, that he's a leader, that he's a winner, that he's going to be able to pick up Kubiak's system. You know what I mean? He's not being drafted because he's this gunslinging fucking quarterback that just went out there and put up insane numbers.
Yeah. Here's another funny stat for you. So Navman keeps pushing this 15 thing, right? How many games did Richardson start and Raider fans were screaming for us to get him when he came out when he was in the draft? 13. He had 13 starts and people were all like, we got to get him. We got to get him. And where is he now? He's a glorified backup right now, and they're looking to unload him. So
he was the combine warrior quarterback.
But everybody wanted him.
Who was the other one? Jalen Milroe.
The big thing was, he only had 13 games.
Who was the other one? Milroe, Richardson.
Did you say
there
Burrow?
was one more. No, Milroe. Jalen Milroe.
Oh, I thought you said Burrow. I'm like, what?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Here's the thing. It says trading back would only make sense if we had extra picks from the max trade.
That's what I'm referring to.
See, and I think that's what people did when they listen to that guy when they're like, "Who's that guy?" Chris, when he was saying his little commentary about.
Yeah.
You trade for a haul. That means you get multiple picks. You're not just trading back to move back a couple spots and add one pick. If you trade back, you're doing what Jeff said, if not more, bro. You're doing picks this year. You're doing picks 2027. Shit, you're doing picks 2028 if you can fleece the hell out of them, right? You ask for 3 number ones. And if they counter with 2, then hey, we're at 2. You know? You ask for a haul. You just don't do it just because I don't like this guy at 1, so I'm going to trade back to get 1 or 2 extra picks for my value. Like, nah, this is the number 1 pick. You're talking about value, then you need to get the most out of it. You're not just doing it just to do it. That's dumb. If you're going to trade back, then you need to do it for a haul, bro. Multiple first rounders, second rounders, third rounders, right? Or even multiple picks and a player. Right? Some bullshit like that, right? What's the guy's name from the movie Draft Day, Jeff? And Will Putnam just because I fucking said so? Or what's his name? You know what I'm talking about.
Bo Callahan? Is that
yeah. But remember they end up trading and then they throw in like a special teams player just because I fucking said so?
Yeah, just because I said so. You pancake eating motherfucker.
Yeah, you that's what you do if you're gonna trade back from that shit. Yeah. You don't do it just to trade. I think that's people get it twisted. Like if I say trade back or if Jeff says trade back, it's not just to not get the guy, but it's to get multiple picks for it and value picks.
Here's the funny thing. What if somebody like Arizona wants to move up and they don't take Mendoza and we still get those draft picks because they want to take somebody? That's what I mean.
That would be on them.
You don't know. What if they want to take somebody like Reese? And guess what? If we swap at Arizona, we end up with the 3 and say the Jets don't take him, guess what? We could still get him at that point. Yeah. But look what we landed too on top of that. That's the whole point. You don't know what those other teams that you're going to trade with are going to do.
No, the whole thing is
they're taking the number 1 for Mendoza, but other teams might not have him on the board as the overall number 1 player also. Yeah. You know? He's number 1 on our board because we need a quarterback. That's pretty much it. You know? But I just love it when people say, we take Mendoza because some people think there's other quarterbacks in this draft. You don't have to take the first one just because he's there and because he's supposedly that guy.
See, look, 805. Trading back only makes sense when the prospect isn't worth the number 1 overall pick. And here we sit. What up, fellas? And you know what? That makes the most sense, Will, if you think about it? The Caleb, Jaden, Drake May draft. there were reports they were offered multiple first-round picks, right? But those 3 teams did not budge. Why? Because in their mind, those prospects made sense to take. You do not move off of prospects like that, right? Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I would if we had the number 1, and no matter, you could have offered me the world for Jaden Daniels for that number 1 pick, and I wouldn't have budged.
Right?
Taken him hands down. Hands down, I would have taken him. The only downside is the coach at the time would have fucking ruined him.
And it's crazy because I heard someone say that if the coach at the time would have had control over him, he would have gave up too much just to get Daniel. He would have gave up more than Ditka did for Ricky Williams, probably. Yeah. Because he wanted him that bad. Yeah. Because you can't be that way either, right? You can't just put all your shit out. Like, I want this guy, and I don't care what I give up for him. Because then you trade away your future.
Mm-hmm. Is Jaden Daniels really worth 7 picks?
To me, I don't think it's hard for me to say any QB is worth that many picks if you're not already winning, right?
I don't think any play is worth.
That's your future, bro.
Yeah, I mean, like that was the Ricky Williams trade, if you guys remember.
Yeah, and that wasn't worth it. And I thought Ricky Williams was fucking amazing, but when I saw that Ditka did that, I'm like, this dude's insane. Yeah, traded your entire draft class, bro. Yeah.
That LB Raider said, what did he say? Caleb Williams is
worth it. Yeah, see, I figured he would say that. He's USC. Right? And I love Caleb coming out of college. Do not get me wrong. We won against that motherfucker multiple times. And even the year Notre Dame beat him, I still knew that dude was a fucking dog. Yeah.
But, I also got Mel Kiper's take on this. I'm going to give you guys Mel Kiper.
Mel Kiper Jr.
And then Trent Dilfer, y'all. So hold on.
Trent Dilfer, you're just giving us all these Hall of Fame
Fernando
quarterbacks.
Mendoza is nearly 4 inches taller than Ty Simpson, 25 pounds heavier, 35 starts compared to 15, which is a risky, dangerous number for Ty. Then you think about 72% completion percentage to 64, right? 7 rushing touchdowns to 2. And the fact that he had 5 fumbles over a 7-game period, Ty Simpson, 5 fumbles lost, 6 total for the year. Ty Simpson, only 1 year as a starter. Fernando Mendoza started at Cal, right? He was at 69% in 2024, but he was sacked a lot. He cut that sack total down dramatically by going back and playing another year in college and moving on to Indiana. I will say for Ty, he didn't have the offensive line that Mendoza had, didn't have the receivers catching the ball on a regular basis, didn't have 2 excellent running backs as well to balance things out. So Fernando Mendoza had some advantages there. But overall, all the check marks that you go across the board go to Mendoza over Simpson.
See, shout out to Mel for keeping it real. Sure. Pointing out the differences between the 2 teams they were on.
And that's what I like about Mel Kiper's take, right? He showed, hey, this is what happened. Now, Trent Dilfer, I know
wait. So we all think Mel Kiper knows what he's talking about now?
No.
Or we think he's a dummy?
I don't think he's a dummy either.
Okay, because there were some people that
think he's a dick.
Yeah, bro, he's a 50-50. It's a 50-50. This is an evaluation. I'd be like, on half their stuff.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. It's funny that Trent Dilfer's next because that was
where there's difference of opinion.
Right?
You think back to 2024, and it's, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, and Drake May. You go back to 2023, it's Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, guys like that in that draft. You go back to 2021, and listen, Trevor Lawrence, who I thought was an incredible prospect, clear number 1 that year. You had people talking about Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, even Will Levis. Was talked about as a first rounder in that draft, and so I think that, it's not unusual to have, kind of beauty in the eye of the beholder when you start talking about quarterbacks. And I think there's an element of when you look at Alabama's offense, it's easier to find correlation to what people do on Sundays. You see him playing under center. You see him turning his back to the defense. You see more, we maybe don't love all the measurables in terms of, he is about 6'1". He's only about 211 pounds. He doesn't have, the the Josh Allen arm strength that you typically would love to see in a quarterback that goes in the first round. But, it's not just a guy playing in the confines of an offense. It's a guy that was able to create. So I understand that people like him. But to me, I fall much more in line with what Mel is saying in terms of, the type of prospect he is. I think he's checking way more box. He's bigger. The sample size is better. How developed he is as a passer, the production in college, and how he projects is better. So I look at it that way, and it seems like in nearly every single area, Mendoza appears to be the better prospect.
Mel.
Yo, that's Trent Dilfer's take, right? Guys.
Trent, not Dilfer. That's Tim Hasselbeck.
Tim Hasselbeck. Yes, right? So let me ask you guys this. Everything's been being made out of, hey, this guy came out of this offense. This guy came out of a pro-style offense. Why is that being influential or so ever emphasized, right? Why is that becoming so large right now? Is it because people just don't have nothing to talk about?
It's always a thing, though. It's always a thing with players coming out on the systems they play. It's always a thing.
We know that a bunch of quarterbacks have been coming out from RPO systems for a while now. It's not rare that guys that run RPO in college come to the pros, and they come from underneath center. They make those adjustments. I mean, what if you look at it? Look at Jackson Dart last year.
Be careful now. Nathan's in the chat. He'll come after you.
That's his man crush.
That's his fucking husband right there, man.
But let's be real. He comes out a lot of the shotgun.
Yeah.
They came out of that system.
And that's college ball. That's college ball now. Yeah.
Why now are people going Fernando Mendoza just runs RPO and all he does is those.
Look at that. That's not RPO. Look at that. Ooh, Nathan told you. Told you.
But it's still coming out of shotgun. It's still not coming out from
underneath. Look, bro, you have to argue the quarterback because if not, then what do we do all off season? Sit here and wait for April?
Yes.
Right? We did it last year with the running backs. Which running back is better? Genty, Hampton, right? All the fucking running backs that were coming out. Which one's
the trade back rumor, the trade back wishes last year too.
Right. Yeah.
We don't have the right offensive line, and gee, we didn't, did we? No.
It's gonna be a conversation because you have to see what's asked of them, and can they be able to do it on the next level, right? Like Kiffin says, exactly, right? Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. That's why you look at where people come from. The newest thing, and I love to say what everyone knows. I love Notre Dame, but I will say this, and I've heard it from other people say is the reason they like players coming out of Notre Dame is the culture that Freeman is creating there. To what Kubiak was saying, these kids aren't jumping around in the transfer portal going from school to school to school, right? They're trying to stay there. They're developing something, so they're going in there to get character football type minds or whatever the hell. So when you look at these other programs, you're like, what kind of a player am I getting? I have to look at what's he going to do. Yeah. And then, of course, Caleb is an anomaly, bro. Not everyone is going to play like Caleb. Shut up, Nate.
Wow.
The culture that owns USC right now. So, yeah.
The culture.
He's the USC fan. Yeah. Yeah, of course they're going to compare them, but you're going to. Why wouldn't you? I would hope that Spytek and all of them are doing the same. Because you know what happens when you don't compare and you don't evaluate? You end up drafting Jamarcus Russell without saying we didn't know all that about him. Yeah. When if they would have did their digging, they would have known that this dude does not do the work it takes to excel on the next level. That's why you have to compare. That's why you have to dig into all these other bullshit things like that. And not just be he's consensus. Yeah.
When is did Ty Simpson already have his pro day?
I believe Alabama has it. Did they have it or is it this week?
Yeah, no, sure. It's this week. It's this week.
Yeah, I think this week. Yeah.
Well, and I see people in the chat saying like, it's ESPN and so and so and so and so creating this and everything. And that's what we're going to result this, that all of a sudden now there's there's another quarterback being talked about because these channels want to bring this up, blah blah. I don't think you're going to remember. So you've got his pro day. Mendoza's coming on April 1st. You got Alabama's coming up soon. So they're the legitimate 1 and 2 quarterbacks in this coming draft. So they're just adding to the hype because listen, there's got to be some competition. There's nothing else out there right now for these 2 quarterbacks. One didn't even partake in the fucking the combine,
right?
So one did absolutely nothing other than talk to people, So I mean, it's coming down to the pro days and where they're going to finally be ranked in all this. Mendoza will still probably come out number 1 overall. I'm sure he will.
Oh yeah.
But, I mean, just to keep saying that, the whole Ty Simpson thing is coming out just because they want to make headlines. It's not just that. It's just that there's legit situations where there's a difference between these 2 players. Plain and simple. One does one thing better than the other. One had that better support system than the other. Tell me I'm wrong on that. Because
do you know that one of them is betting so much on himself that he went into the draft this season when he could have stayed in college and gotten better?
That's Ty Simpson.
And that's Ty Simpson. He could have decided to stay back.
Another day too.
Right?
Mendoza
knew this is my time to cash in. I'm going to cash in.
Next year he wouldn't be number 1. There's no way he's number 1 next year.
And with that said, Ty also, if I wait till next year, I'm already being overshadowed by this dude. There's less quarterbacks this draft. If I come out this draft, the likelihood of me going in the first round is higher than if I was to come out next year with these quote unquote next draft class. And I say it like that because you don't know. People can blow ACLs, they can tore MCLs, they can decide to stay again. We're gonna run it one more time, right? Dante Moore, we're gonna run it again. Like you just don't know nowadays. Bro.
Just like in the flag football game on Saturday, Ashton Genty could have blown out his ACL in that stupid ass game. That fucking pissed me off. These players are playing in this shit. It drives me nuts. It's like, why are you letting your franchise running back out there and playing this goddamn game? Tom Brady and all the retired players, you want to go play? Go for it. Have fun. Leave the fucking coverage.
Shout out to Team USA, dog, for fucking reminding these NFL players that flag football is a different sport. Although my owner Brady looked good out there, I'm just saying, dog. Like, woo, you look good out there. I'm just saying.
And the other thing too is, Indiana did have a better offensive line than Alabama. They had a better defense too. Indiana's defense was no slouch.
Yeah.
Their running game was phenomenal.
How did that happen, Jeff? How did Indiana end up with a line like that or a defense like that?
Yeah, because of the portal, NIL, the whole 9 years. Is that what you're getting at? Yeah. I mean, that guy knew how to circumnavigate the portal and to build. He built a team, is what he did.
Where did their center come from?
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys this. This guy did a great job of building on a team. He comes in there and a great job being the quarterback for that great team, right? He wins the national championship because that's what you got to do. Then why is that being held against him? Why is it because it's
not being held against him, but all I say is don't hold it against him, but hold that as the only reason to draft him.
Yep.
Correct.
If I ask you why do you want Mendoza and your only reason is because they won undefeated and he won the Natty and he's the Heisman, I'm gonna tell you to come at me better.
Or he's a man of God. That's been thrown at me.
Oh, that's another one, right?
Yes. He loves God. I'm like,
because him and Derek Carr are going to open up a new church in Las Vegas, and Las Vegas can use more of that.
That's the main reason we use our number 1 draft pick because I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying anything bad about religion. I mean, but don't tell me that's the reason you want him because he's a man of God. That's a stupid reason to place on.
I don't think it's used against him. It's just that when somebody uses that as the only reason why you should, that's the counter to it. There have been many other players who have won the Heisman and the Natty. Right?
Yep. So let me ask you guys this, right? We've talked Fernando Mendoza. We've talked
super chat, dog.
Super chat. I don't know.
You to make a noise for it? Put the sound. I'll put it on.
Yes, you ready? Put it on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Give me a second.
We got you. Chewy's Raider coverage. Shout out for the $1.99. I'll be happy with whoever we get as long as we win. Exactly, dog. Exactly. Well said, Chewy. Well said, Chewy.
Thank you, Chewy. Appreciate you, brother.
Oh my God. He said Mendoza lets Jesus call.
Yeah.
But hey,
oh my God. Well, great. Like, see. Oh my God.
Ty Simpson, right? We've talked Mendoza, Ty Simpson, guys. I want your guys' draft strategy for the offensive needs that we have. I know that we've talked draft back. You can move back, but address the issues that you guys want to address. What's your draft strategy? What do you guys think they're going to implement? What do you guys see them moving? Guys that they want to select.
See, this is why I hate mock drafts, because it's easy to go on there and then I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. But you can't say they're going to do or they should do this until you see what's left on that board.
Correct.
Obviously, number 1 is going to be Mendoza. So we don't go again till 36, right?
Yeah.
But if you're watching and we're watching the draft and you start to see maybe a certain receiver or a D tackle falling and you're within reach of him, right? I wouldn't be mad if the team moved up to go get him, right? Depending on what they gave up. Or even if they get to 36 and there's 3 or 4 players that we possibly could get. At that point, you're like, shit, I wouldn't be mad if you guys trade back a couple spots and add some more picks as long as we land one of those 4. So to me, that's why it's like best available, yes. But then we also, what positions are we still needing to develop? Because remember, we had a great free agency offseason, whatever, right? We've got linebackers, we got our center, but we still have to build the team. You can't sit here and tell me that this defense is done being built. This offensive line is done being built. No, right? No, they're not. Mm-hmm. So that's why, to me, you got to see who's there when you get there. If one of the offensive linemen, me and Jeff have been talking about, right, is there, ends up falling, fuck it, take him. If he's there at that spot at 36, right? Because we still need more offensive linemen, right? I'm not going to be mad at taking a defensive tackle, an offensive lineman. I will be mad if they take that fucking kicker, though, who kicked 70 yards and ran 4.5. I will be mad if we fucking draft that fool in the first 2 days, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'll tell you like this. When I saw that kicker run a 4.5, I immediately was like, Raider Nation's going to clamor for him. And they said, oh, he kicked a 70-yarder.
I told you. That's why I sent you guys the video.
Bro, in gym shorts, he kicked a 70-yarder in gym shorts with no pressure, being able to like be comfortable out there. And yes, he stroked it. Congratulations.
Pause. Stroke.
Bro, but there's a reason why he wasn't highly recruited or looked at, bro.
Look at the college he's coming from. How many people watch that college?
Headshot.
What network is that college play on?
Probably the ESPN Ocho. Right up the dodgeball.
And that's why you got to thank players like Mendoza and them that wait to do their pro day. Because when you do have a player like him where teams come, it gives the opportunity for players who aren't going to be seen or normally be seen to get a shot to get looked at. Yeah. Because nobody knew who that kicker was.
I know how Nabman said that there's no Indiana offensive lineman. The only one that I see in the draft is Coogan, the center. Are the other ones even seniors, or they obviously they didn't declare for the draft? So because
the only one that declared was Coogan.
Yeah, so they're still there. So that's why there's no Indiana offensive line in the draft other than Coogan. My take on the draft strategy, Mendoza going number 1 with the 36th. At that point, we either go. I personally want to take a nose tackle. I want the best nose tackle available at 36.
Nose tackle? What is that?
It's a position that hasn't been around for a long time in the NFL. It's new.
Really? Please explain.
I want the top nose tackle for sure. I want that bona fide zero technique guy that's played that position. I don't want to just be fluffing through with a project on our end what's on our roster. Yeah,
I feel you, bro.
I mean, if a receiver that we really, really like is there at 36 and we take him, I'm not going to be upset. We've already got the quarterback. We at some point do still need to add another. We definitely got to pull a left tackle out of this draft, I think. We got to get one. We got to get one that we can groom behind Colton Miller. And I know Grant was supposed to be that guy, but it looks like there's a good chance that Grant's probably going to be on the right side more than anything, I think.
And then the right guard's still an issue. It's not been settled down, right?
Well, I mean, again, you've got 4 guys in this offensive line that are going to, I think, compete for the right side. That's if they move JPJ to the left. Either way, you're going to have Caleb Rogers, you're going to have Glaze, you're going to have Grant, and you're going to have this other guy we just picked up. What the hell's his name? Whatever that offensive lineman we just got. I can't remember his goddamn name.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have those 4 guys fighting it out. 2 on the tackle side, 2 on the guard side. The only locks right now are going to be Miller, JPJ, and Linderbaum. That's it. Those are 3 guaranteed that are going to be starting right now. So I'm cool, Kev. I'm not giving up on Glaze just yet. I'm counting a lot of that on last year's issue. Buford, that's it. Thanks.
No, I'm not counting on that fool. That fool's just here. Yeah. Don't hold your breath on him.
Well, I'm just saying he's got to be part of the competition. You got to put him in there. Yeah. You got to give him a shot. I mean, he's started in the NFL before, so it's not like he's just some practice squad guy, But I'm not expecting him to start over anybody else, but you got to throw him in the mix.
I mean, I'll be honest with you guys, right? Everybody knows we're going quarterback number 1. If we draft anybody, we're going quarterback.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Hey, I already know that, right? So what I'm thinking is in the 3rd round, because I'm with you, Jeff. I think we go defense in the 2nd round. In that 3rd round, bro, I think we address the wide receiver position.
Who's got the TV on in the background?
I do.
Oh,
always has a TV on. Yeah. But, so I see us addressing the wide receiver position there. And I really see that as being our next need. I know that we keep talking offensive line and that we can we keep looking at saying, hey, we need to solidify that right side of the line. But I really do think we need to get Fernando Mendoza that number 1 option.
But don't you still have to protect them in order to get the ball to the number 1 option?
I agree with you.
Isn't his number 1 option Brock Bowers?
Brock Bowers as
isn't this a running team first?
Correct.
Which is why we're drafting Mendoza according to
I get what you're saying. You still need a receiver to stretch.
No, I'm not saying we don't. Saying we don't, but
I'd be like, you still need a guy to bring out the box. You can't just be like, hey, we're gonna put a bunch of linemen out there. There's no threat outside. All they're gonna do is load up the box. Say, run the ball. Okay, we're gonna jam 8, jam 9. Because there's no threat on the outside to stretch the defense to say, hey, man, there's a threat on the outside. So we need to find that threat on the outside, that number 1 guy. Oh, hold on. Here we go. Tyson, or 805 says, Jesus, Ty Simpson is the best quarterback in this draft and the most pro-ready. I know people like the shiny object.
So answer me this.
Doesn't lie.
So if there's some fools in the chat calling Orlovsky an idiot and stupid, why aren't y'all telling 805 the same when he's saying that Ty Simpson is the best quarterback in this draft? Are y'all afraid of 805 and what he's going to reply to you? Because there are some people earlier that were saying Orlovsky's stupid. He's washed. Nobody believes ESPN. 805 has been saying this shit before Orlovsky came out. So as he was saying it, I was like, I wonder if this fool saw 805 channel. Some of it sounded just like what 805 has been saying. Right? Yeah. Oh, like baby. All of a sudden, right? I love you, Paul. I love you.
Bob. It's
That's
Bob.
my dog. Oh, I love you, Bob. I love you, Bob. That's my dog. That's my dog. It's because nobody wants those guns of 805, bro. They don't want to hit those guns.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No, I hear you on wide receiver, dog. And I think that's why it goes to what Jeff has been saying. Because we have so many needs. We need a wide receiver. We need a beefing up the inside defense.
Need a corner, too.
We need a fucking offensive line. We need a shutdown corner. We need a ball hawking safety. Right? But there's only so much
there's
you
two
can
positions
do.
in the top 10 that have covered both of those, right? If I'm not mistaken, let's see. A safety. Yep,
Right.
Caleb Downs. Let's see. Corner. Yeah, there's another one of them, too, in the first.
Right. And what happened to the next Calvin Johnson and Megatron on our team? Did we give up on him already?
Yeah.
Was it Gino's fault that he can't run routes?
Yeah.
So I'll put it like this, right? This is where it's so difficult because people are saying, hey, in the third round, what do you do?
Yeah.
We draft all the Indiana guys.
Bench? Hey, do you believe
draft everybody from Indiana?
Is he going to step up?
Look, and that's why when you ask me, that's why I say you take best available based on the value. If we're at 36 and there's a wide receiver that fell, say like Boston, that had no business falling to us in the second round, then you take that motherfucker at 36 because he is one of the needs we have, right? If there's a D tackle that's more valuable on the
Jason,
more of a higher prospect than the wide receivers that are left, Boston's gone, right? Boston's gone. Maybe Jacoby Land and Malachi Fields are the ones left, and Jacob Rodriguez is still out there. But then you have this D tackle that's rated higher. Well, then you go get the defensive tackle. That's why I said it depends on the best available player that's there at the board when it's our turn to pick. Because it's easy to say, go get the best receiver at 36. Go get the best receiver at 60-something. But if you're looking at that board and you have a dude of value that fell to you, the way we did for the way that Brock fell to us, then you fucking jump on it. Nah, dude, he could just meet me at the tavern. He knows which one. I can't blow up the spot and tell people where, though.
Yeah, because you know, I mean, some teams are going to do some stupid shit and players are going to fall.
Bro.
Fine, you know, there's a better chance for us to get better players at that number 36 pick.
Schwessinger last year when he fell to the second round, dude. Schwessinger fell to the second round last year. Will Johnson fell to the second round last year. Will. You just don't know, bro. You just don't know. That's why I say it's hard to zero in on a position this round, a position that round. I get what you're saying, though, because we need a wide receiver.
You don't know what's going to be there.
You don't know what's going to be there.
For me, the reason I say like,
and that's why nerds like me and Jeff love to watch the draft.
Yeah, you go BPA, right?
Yeah.
BPA. But here's the thing: if you got like, let's say that nose guard, right? Because we're gonna go BPA, and there's gonna be like a nose guard in a corner that you see are very like similar, like neck and neck. I say, right? Where are you gonna lean to? Like, let's say if it's in the second round, we picked up we got a quarterback, right? Let's say we pick up a nose tackle, a wide receiver, and a cornerback come out.
What wide receiver? That's the thing. Last year when we traded back, I was cool with it. And then I saw the wide receiver they picked and I lost my fucking mind. Why are we taking Josh Beck in the second fucking round? Ask 805. He said the same thing. He looked dead at me. And he said, Leo, I hope this is not just a feel-good story. Right?
And let me ask you guys this. Is there anybody on the roster, do you guys feel like that there's going to be a step up from anybody on the roster as a wide receiver to fill up any roles? I'll be like, we always talk about, hey, you know, we got a lot of potential on this team. We always draft potential, right? Thornton was potential. 6'4", freaking runs like the wind. Can't catch a fucking cold. Jack,
but he's tall and fast, right? Go deep.
It's like
Mendoza, just fling it up.
Don't count on it to go past the 40, though.
All right.
Exactly. So that's where I go. Like, is there any player on this roster currently that can step up and fill any role like that, Cheeto? That you could see saying, hey, you know what? He's going to flourish in the QB.
I think the linemen. the O-line.
I agree with that. I agree with that. That's actually 100% factual, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, like with them working with Rick Dennison and just bringing in a coach like that.
Yeah, I think Grant, JPJ, knowing what his position is, right?
Yeah, and not being dicked around like last year.
Right. I think they're the ones who could step up and hopefully fill those fucking roles, right? Yeah, them. What's his name is my favorite. Jonah. I think Jonah's gonna fucking continue to develop, bro, and become a lot better than keep coming a lot better. I liked what I saw with Jonah last year. Yeah. Adam Butler, 805's dude, right? He still hasn't reached his peak, right? 805 can continue.
He never will.
But yeah, dudes like that, bro. The emergence of I'm praying Malcolm, year 2 off the injury, right? Year 2 off the injury. Hopefully Malcolm gets back into form, right? No,
So,
see,
Will,
there's positive and then there's La La Land. And a lot of times the nation tends to live in La La Land, where every year is our year, and we have to start being real about it and address shit for what it is.
No,
Right.
you're absolutely right. And I'd be like, we got to keep it a spade. I mean, like, there's no negativity here. I'd be like, we're saying, hey, we have issues to address, but we see, and I mean, like right now, we just talked about what players do we see becoming more successful, stepping up into bigger roles, getting better, right?
Michael Mayer with with Kubiak, hopefully, using him correctly. That's another one. Yeah.
I think Genty's gonna have a killer year too.
And that's Jeff. Jeff doesn't like him. I think Jeff hates him more than I do, probably.
No, I don't. Again, put words in my mouth. I never said that last year. I just didn't think that the offensive line was not ready for that kid's talent. And I was right because the offensive line couldn't even block for themselves, let alone for a freaking superstar running back coming out of college that we took at number 6. That was a wasted rookie year for him last year, as far as I'm concerned. He didn't even come close to his full potential. We still don't even know what it is in the NFL.
Yeah, no, he definitely
We're going to hopefully see that this year because of the way that this offensive line is going to be built and coached. We're going to see a better result. Yeah, we're going to see Mendoza hand off that ball like an elite quarterback, like 805 said, handing it off because number one, we ain't got receivers to throw the damn ball to,
right?
Other than Brock Bowers, and he's going to be handing that ball off left and right to Genty. I'm telling you, it's going to be a run-first offense, plain and simple.
The other thing too,
everybody's going to be like, "Oh, Mendoza was great this year." Yeah, because guess what? He had a supporting cast and a running back next to him that can run the fucking ball, and a tight end that can catch anything you throw within the vicinity of his hands.
Right.
So yeah, he's still not a superstar. He's not flinging it 40 yards. He's not winning games for you. You know who's winning your games? Your tight end and your running back. That's who's going to be winning the games for you. It's going to be those two guys and your offensive line. It's not going to be a quarterback. I'm sorry, folks. It's not going to happen. I just don't see it happening that way.
Offensive line and the running game.
And I agree with you. But you know what? I don't think that's a bad thing. Peyton Manning started the same way.
It's not, but that's not what you're drafting him for. Number 1 overall.
But you're not drafting Peyton Manning either, bro. So relax.
No.
Yeah.
But
don't say that like you're drafting him. Careful when you name drop.
The 4th round to hand the ball off.
Look, bro. Like I'm not saying that he is Peyton Manning. I'm just saying a lot of other quarterbacks that have come out that have high names and that they handed off the football. They all started like that. A big Joe Montana, freaking John Elway, all those guys handed off the football. I think the only one that didn't was Dan Marino that came out there slinging the football straight out of like college.
How many Super Bowls did he get to?
0.
1. Come on, Will.
Or no, how many did he win? 0.
How many did he get to?
He got the 1. I think he got one his rookie year, right? Or was it his second?
Dan Marino?
And never
won.
His
rookie year, I never saw it again. Didn't even sniff it.
Hey, 805 is talking about a guy that's going to be a steal at 36 with the hurt foot, but talking about a hurt foot. Christian Wilkins, guys, has come back out saying that he's available to be picked up. He's ready to play, but he's still nursing back his injured foot 2 years later or a year and a half later or whatever it is now. I want to know your thoughts on this because it caught my attention and I said, oh, man, I have to ask my guys on what is your guys' thought on Christian Wilkins? And he's saying and the agent is saying 26 teams have called and inquired about his services.
Good. They can have him as long as it's not us. I don't care what happens to him.
The NFL needs to release the Christian Wilkins files.
The Christian Wilkins files. Do they need to go?
I don't care what happens to him. I don't care where he goes. I don't know. I don't care who takes him. I could give two shits about him. If it's not going to be, it has nothing to do with us. We're not going to take him back. There's no way in hell we're bringing him back. Absolutely not.
Hey, Cheeto, don't worry, baby.
What I will say is the most Raider shit to happen, though, and this would be the most Raider shit because this is our luck. This is our luck.
Bring him back.
Is that no? We don't bring him back. We end up having to pay like half the money. We lose half the money, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But this motherfucker gets picked up by Sean McVay and the Rams.
And then blows up and becomes.
And then just fucking goes in there and just plays. And then we're sitting here like, well, goddamn.
Still won't phase me. I could give two shits. Rams aren't even in our conference. The only time we'd have a tie-up matchup with them is in one regular season game in the season or in the Super Bowl. So no bearing on us. Now, if you say he goes to the Chiefs, the Broncos, or the Chargers, that's a different story.
Yeah.
Because now you're talking twice a year. So I could care less what team he goes to.
Unless he goes to the Chiefs, Broncos,
or Chargers.
Or Chargers.
As long as it's not
Harbaugh won't deal with that shit.
Yep.
Now, Andrew Reid has had some characters on his teams.
Yeah.
Andrew Reid has had characters.
And they're willing to take that risk. But I'm with Cheeto, man. I want to see, like, what's going on there. What the fuck really happened? We need the FBI to come up and blow that up and figure that out. But hey, like I said, it just caught my attention, fellas. Guys, if you guys look at it right now, right? We had a great free agency. I mean, lots of great names that were signed, lots of big players. I want to know
who's lots? 3?
Well, 3 big players. Yeah, we signed. I'd be like, hey.
I'm just asking. I want to define what lots means.
Hey, 3 big players is big for the Raiders. When's the last time we've signed 3 big players?
All right.
We
haven't talked to people before. Like, hey, girl, how long you been single? A few weeks? How many's a few? 2? Fuck. Just trying to clarify, dog. Just trying to clarify.
Hey.
You is more than 2. 2 is the
right. Yeah. See. So, what do you mean by a lot? What's lots?
Yeah.
3? Hey.
All right. If 3's a lot for you, then 3's a lot. I'm just trying to see where the bar is.
Hey, because I tell you like this, man. We haven't brought in a lot of big free name free agents. They weren't the biggest, right? But they're solid, they're young, and they're talented.
Yeah. Once coming off an injury, you're hoping he gets back to
what he
used to be. Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When you see that, what player do you think that we brought in is going to make the biggest impact on this team besides Tyler Linderbaum? I know that Tyler Linderbaum is going to control the offensive line. He's going to do great things. But what free agent that's come in you guys think is going to have the biggest impact on this team?
So I can't say Linderbaum?
Apparently not.
You just stole my thunder.
You're telling the offensive line guy he can't say the offensive line, bro.
Because I mean, like I feel like everybody's using that one, right? Tyler Linderbaum, and I get it. Tyler Linderbaum is going to affect the offensive line
because that's the worst. That's the worst. Other than our wide receivers and actually every other room in the team last year, that was one of the worst position rooms. Was the offensive line and the worst coached part of the entire team last year was the offensive line. If you don't think that's going to have an immediate impact, having him come here, I don't know what to tell you. Because, listen, you now got a bona fide center that's going to play center in no other position. You got JPJ that's now going to be the left guard, right guard, whatever. He's going to be one of the guards, guaranteed. Colt Mills is going to be the left side. You've already got 3 lockdown spots, like I said earlier tonight. That offensive line, along with that new coach now, this is a totally uncharted waters that we haven't had in a while, where we're going to have a solid offensive line. It's just a matter of who fills in the other 2 spots, who fills in the other guard and the other tackle. You know, whether it's a free agent, no, not a free agent, but whether it's someone we draft or someone that's already on this roster. You know, this is the potential to have the best offensive line we've had in a while. And it's all locked down with a bona fide Pro Bowl center that we've now got for 3 years guaranteed on this roster. I just can't see any other position that's going to increase from what we were last year to this year. Now, again, it could all go to shit, but I don't feel that it's gonna. This offensive line is not going to be built to fail. I'm telling you.
I agree with you, and that's why
I got to say offensive line. I got to say that center position was huge because I think it gets JPJ's head straight again.
All right. Now that we talked about Tyler Linderbaum, right? Now let me ask you this then, Jeff. Who's the second most impactful free agent that you think we signed besides Tyler Linderbaum?
You asking me or Leo?
You, Jeff.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm kind of a homer. I would have to say Quiddy Pay because now I think it's a bona fide edge.
I was waiting for you to say Quiddy Pay.
A bona fide edge guy we haven't had. We haven't had a guy of his talent on a play opposite of Max yet. So now you've got a legit edge guy. You know, that's got some power, got some speed, you know, can play the damn game. You know, the linebackers are too easy because those two guys are going to huge upgrade from what we had last year. But having a kid like Quiddy Pay on the opposite side of Max, that's massive. Absolutely tremendous having that. So I'm going with him.
All right. Cheeto, besides Tyler Linderbaum, who is the second highest free agent?
I don't even think it's Tyler, bro. I'm going to throw it differently. I think it's the coaching. That's what's going to make the big difference. Wow. The fact that they brought in Kubiak, the fact that he brought his offensive line coach, I think that's what's going to make this big difference. Because now you have someone who's not here dicking around, not throwing people's elbows at players, and you know, we're out having fun. We're here to compete, fucking with people's minds. Like the dude's here on business, football business only, and that's what Kubiak has laid out so far. The cuffs are off of Spytek, right? No longer do I have to bow down or do what this fucking senior old man wants me to do because he's been in the league for so long, right? His kids are not fucking here anymore. Our linemen are watching YouTube tutorial videos on how to block Khalil Mack, right?
With the GM. With the GM, no less, too.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, to me, it's the coaching. The fact that we switched to a coaching staff that seems serious. And I know a lot of teams were freaking out. A lot of people were freaking out. Oh, we're waiting to the end. We're going to end up with nobody. This is what happens when you wait. No. They knew what they were going to get. They waited because they knew this dude was going to come here. And shout out to Spytek for having the balls to do that. Right? Because so many people were saying, you can't wait for him. As each fucking week it went by, right? Oh, the Seahawks are still in it. The Seahawks are still in it. Oh, now we got to wait till the Super Bowl. Now we got to wait. They were chilling. There was talks of Webb. Minter was gone. All these other coaches started going somewhere else. Who were the Raiders going to end up with? And they didn't fucking flinch, bro. They knew once that Super Bowl was going to happen, they knew who this dude was going to be. And it was him. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was pretty much already out in the air before the Super Bowl even happened.
Yeah.
So everybody knew he was coming here. So
he was coming. Yeah.
You know what, though, too? Shout out to Spytek being able to finally do his job this year, man.
That's what I'm saying. They took the
job at it.
The Carol cuffs are off, bro. Yeah.
Damn, Cheeto, bro. Damn you for thank you for whooping that ass because I didn't even think about that answer.
I was like, what the fuck is this?
Hey,
I was like, what kind of shit did this become?
You know, when I think about free agency, right? And I'm like, if you really think about it, you're right. When you bring a coaching staff of this magnitude and make the changes, that's going to bring the biggest impact. No matter who we bring on the team, it doesn't matter who we bring on because now we have guys that we are looking at and we're saying that our leaders in the locker room and on the field and know what they're doing, right? That have experience, that the guys in the locker, no matter who comes in, is going to look at them and say, hey, man, I know that you know what you're talking about. I know that you can coach me up and make me a better player.
Right.
Which makes a huge difference.
Dixon.
Dixon says, I heard Christian Wilkins keeps a pair of Carol cuffs.
What's up, Blood? I think the only wild card out of the coaching staff, to be honest with you, is Rob Leonard, because we don't know what how he's gonna handle this. You know what I mean? Being the first time DC.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's I think that's the. I mean, even and not for nothing, even not Spy Tech, even Kubiak, first time head coach. You know, so those are some uncharted positions right there in the coaching staff. You know, him, the offensive coordinator, the defensive coordinator. You know.
But I really do like the salt and pepper that we have on this team, bro. Like when you talk about this coaching staff, what I mean by salt and pepper is you got experienced guys and young.
I like right? You talk about salt and pepper.
You bring in youth, you bring in older guys, and you make them work together. As in Rob Leonard is coming in, he's inexperienced. He doesn't have that, but then you have guys in supporting roles around him. Which for me, that's important.
And what did you do that for?
Yeah.
Because he said salt and pepper. It got me thinking of the song, so I was just singing it in my head.
I thought so. There's this dude singing Push Oh, man.
But,
yeah.
Cheeto, like I said, man,
Me too, Big Luck. When he says salt and pepper, I'm like, what? Is he talking about the mixture of colored and white players? Like,
what is he talking about? Why does it have to get racial in here?
Some salt and pepper, black pepper, white salt, bro. I was like, Jeff, this is the last time Will produces the show. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Hey, it could have been pink Himalayan salt for all we know, though. He could be thinking that.
Man, these dudes, bro. Come on now, man.
I'm glad you explained it, though. That's why I asked, wait, what do you mean by salt?
No. You know what, well, Jeff, I get it that you're scared.
That's good, though. Veterans and young. And then we're going to have the rookies come in. With the younger guys, they're not the older vets, right? We're one of the youngest teams, bro, and that's not always a bad thing.
No. And when you do this, it's like this, Cheeto. So when you coach, right, when you're young, man, it's hard. Like my son is going through the experience now. He's coaching. He's learning. He actually called me today.
You got Brandon Carroll.
You go, yeah. I got Brandon Carroll for real. Like my son is Brandon Carroll right now. Like he's living his life, Jesus. But. Like, oh, bro, like he called me and said, Dad, hey, what's the positioning and how does the footwork have to go? Right. But he's asking the right questions, right? He's learning. And that's where you go with Rob Leonard, right? He's going to learn, man. He's going to make mistakes. But when you have those guys that are around him that have that experience, they can be like, hey, man, do this. Hey, you know what? This isn't going to work out. And I really do see these teams being able to, or these guys working together. And this coaching staff actually being cohesive. I'd be like, bro, they took a picture of them going freaking hiking together. They're trying to build that culture and that team.
To build that team, that camaraderie when you do stuff like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I really do feel like that's going to change a lot of things.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
No, I do.
You're the close to the chat.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Sorry, guys.
Our chat is a wild one, bro. Our chat is a wild one. Yeah.
Yeah. Holy shoot.
Right. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Wait. Whose nickname is Did I miss something? Who is Shower Time?
Wilkins. You know how in the XFL they used to have nicknames like He Hate Me, stuff like that? So the question was, if Christian Wilkins was in the XFL, what would his nickname be? And of course, Dixon, Headmaster, had me fucking dying, and the chat has just been going since then. Headmaster, Freaky Master, Shower Time. Slippery when wet. Oh Lord. Yeah, Pete, that's a good one. See. Oh man. Forehead kisses. Yeah, whatever it is, bro. Tender. Yeah. It's
oh man.
Yeah.
But when you bring in like all those things, and you said, Cheeto, bad. That to me, you're absolutely correct, bro. I'll give it hands down to you that is the biggest fucking signing that the Raiders have had this whole offseason. I'll be like, and it's been crazy to think about it, but yeah, no matter what player we bring in, I feel confident that we can actually like have him grow and develop.
Yeah. Bro, that's why I was saying it was a process when we started our off-season shows, right? Who are the Raiders going to draft? Who are they going to sign? Like, bro, can we get a coach first?
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Like steps, y'all. There's steps to it. Once we got Kubiak, all right, who are they going to draft? Can we go through free agency first?
Right? Can we fill out the rest of the staff first, too? I mean, we just finally, it looks like we just finally hired a head QB coach, which we haven't gotten to yet tonight.
Yeah, we got the QB coach now.
That happened this afternoon.
Yeah,
we actually have a QB coach now.
He was Eli Manning's quarterback coach when his run with the Giants.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what did he come over from the Steelers?
Yeah.
Slong Dong Silkins.
Oh Lord. Oh Lordy, 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 Lord. Oh my Lord. The chat is insane, y'all. The chat, love the chat, the chat. Silky chocolate. Oh man. We should have a vote, like, right? Have a vote, the chat, which is the one they love the most. And then I'll have the nameplate made and we'll make that into a jersey. Oh my God.
I'm gonna ask you two guys this. If there's any player that you can draft in this draft that you want to see in silver and black, any player, what player is it and why?
Oh, I got that easy.
Tito.
Jacob Rodriguez.
Why?
Ooh.
I love him. I love the way he plays, his style. The linebacker position. The only thing is the way this draft is unfolding. I don't know if he's going to be the one that we end up taking because we picked so high in the second round. You know, would it be a reach at 36? He was one of my favorite players to watch. That Texas Tech defense was so good. He was one of the players I watched, and then he was just one of my favorite college players this year. Was Jacob Rodriguez. Obviously, it would be Jeremiah Love because Notre Dame running back, but that would never happen. We already have a running back. But for me right now, the position we're in, I would say Jacob Rodriguez would be the one that I would absolutely love. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, big luck is leadership. There you go. Yeah.
Man, I can't get you to minimize on this screen right now for some reason, Tito. I can't. Jeff, I need your help, bro. I can't get it.
I got it.
I don't know. There it is.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
You got to take the banner off because you can't click on it.
Jeff, go ahead.
Or you could just do this, click that, and then click the small picture next to you. You look at your camera down below. Do it there.
Okay.
Right.
But Jeff,
you want my answer now?
Yeah,
I think you're going to be extremely, extremely disappointed or surprised.
It's the kicker, isn't it?
No.
No,
I mean, it's night and day comparison between the body style on him versus Seabass. So that in itself is amazing. I'm curious. I can't wait to see how you guys. I want Sadiq, the tight end from Oregon.
Wow, that's crazy. Okay,
you just rated that high.
Think of his. Seriously, hear me out now. Just think of his athleticism. Okay, Michael Mayer, unfortunately, would be a thing of the past at that point. All right, because he would definitely be your number 2 receiving option for sure. It would be him and Brock Bowers out there, and think of that lethal combination with those two out there. I mean, this kid could actually play wide receiver. He's that big, that fast, that strong.
If he can, then why isn't he playing wide receiver?
Huh?
If he can, then why hasn't he played wide receiver?
I don't know, but I'm just on an NFL level. Why not? That would be if I had to pick. Like if I could say I want that guy, and we have no shot at anyone else. Oh my God. I mean, I think it would be the same thing as taking Brock Bowers when we took him.
I mean, the kid's an athlete. Definitely won the Underworld Olympics. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not just that too. I mean, it's just his playability, his just look at him. I mean, the guy's.
No, I get you. Yeah.
I mean, he could be a DK Metcalf style. I mean,
It's funny how you went to. I don't want to move people to a position they're not, but you're going to move this guy to wide receiver.
Yeah, but he could play it as a high. He could play. He could. But he could go out there as a tight end and still just
I get
play
you.
it
I
like
get
a wide
the
receiver.
kid's an amazing.
We've
athlete,
talked about Brock Bowers doing that. We've talked about Jack Besh playing as a tight end too. So what's the difference? I think on those skill positions like that, that's a different take.
I think the different with Brock
When you do it with an offensive lineman and you keep moving him around and fucking with his head, that's different. This guy's a receiver.
Brock demonstrated he was that dominant in college. The kid you're talking about didn't demonstrate that in college. Brock, you saw it on the field watching college football.
That's why I was saying
this motherfucker can do anything. Yeah,
that's why.
No, but I get it. Yeah.
Surprised.
Hell yeah, I was. I really was, dude. Oh my god. Yeah.
Oh, we could take Jeremiah Love and trade away Genty.
What Chad is Nathan? I'm tired of his shit. He's popping around from chat to chat so they don't get him.
Yeah, they can't catch him.
The thing with him is he's the kid from Oregon is not a blocking tight end. Yeah.
So I will tell you like this, right? The guy I would like to see in silver and black. I'm with you, Cheeto. I'm thinking we talked about it with Jeff in another show. Jacob Rodriguez is a guy.
Kyler Murray is on the Vikings. Sorry.
Yeah, I can't get him.
Yeah, Kyler Murray's on the Vikings, bro. Yeah.
And draft PPA. Hey man, you're 2 weeks too late, bro. But so I'm with you. Jacob Rodriguez, bro. We talked about it, and I you know what? I like his story, right? And people are gonna say, oh, his story, but not just his story.
Yeah, I'm not drafting people for good stories no more.
Right. It's his leadership. It's the way that he presents himself. And when you talk about guys that have been in the service, guys that go like, hey, when you look at leadership, you guys, I look for a guy that leads by example.
What happened to Trey Taylor? Didn't we draft him out of Air Force? Wasn't he in the service?
Yes. I have no idea what happened to Trey Taylor. He fell off the face of the earth. Right? But I think you want a guy that's a leader, man. A guy that's going to come in there and have a fiery spirit. A guy that you go in there and you're like, hey,
he also got to play ball, though.
He plays, though, bro. Hey,
if we wanted leaders, bro, Navy, Air Force, Army, they would all get drafted before anyway.
Hey, I'll tell you right now, bro, some of those offensive linemen block better than some dudes I've seen in the NFL.
Then why don't they get drafted?
Right, some of them have to go to service and they're undersized. Undersized. But I think Jacob Rodriguez coming in, bro, and bringing in that fiery attitude and being able to stuff that hole. And what I like this is too, right? Nakobe Dean, like you said, is coming off injury.
Yeah.
He's coming back from that. Is he going to be the same guy?
I hope so.
We don't know.
Right.
So why not draft the guy in the third? Because they're saying Jacob Rodriguez is falling to the third.
No way. Nope, not happening.
Bro, some people are putting him
not happening.
In the third.
Not happening.
So you don't think he'll slip out of the second?
Nope. I'm willing to bet you right now he does not drop down to the third.
Okay. Jeff, do you think Jacob Rodriguez will be?
He's not the one who brought it up. I'm talking to you.
No. I get it. I'm telling you, I think he might be able to slip that far.
So, right? So you want to put money on it?
I don't want to put money on it. Why do I?
See, because you ain't that sure then, huh?
I think he's mid-second round.
Exactly.
I
don't think he makes it out of the second.
No.
If we didn't have such a big need for nose tackle in the second round, I would.
And that's why I brought it up, because you're saying that because you want him to fall to the third.
Oh yeah,
that ain't happening, bro.
But I've seen a couple mock drafts, right? The couple mock drafts that people bust.
What did we just say about mock drafts at the beginning?
They're not real, I get it. I get it. But you see, some people are evaluating him.
I saw a mock draft where Jeff ended up with 24 or whatever picks. Right,
28.
Jeff? 28. God damn it.
28.
Right.
But let's be real, man. Like the people that evaluate it, right, and put out their mock drafts, there's some that people have them slipping past into the third. Some people are saying
Not
he's
happening.
a mid-second rounder.
Some people are saying he's a late
Well, let
first.
me ask you this. Some people are saying he's a late first. Let me ask you this, Tito.
It's fine, more talent for us at 36.
If he's available for us in our third round pick, are you pulling the trigger or are you drafting him?
Of course.
If he's there, you'd be stupid not to.
I mean, shit, if Mendoza was there in the third
there.
round, I would take Mendoza in the third. But is
Yeah.
Mendoza going to be there?
I get what you're saying, but I've been like, yo, so you're willing to take the risk on Jacob Rodriguez and say, hey.
He would not be a risk in the third round.
Absolutely not. It wouldn't be a risk in the second. Probably wouldn't even be a risk in the end of the first either.
To me, that's still a little high.
Yeah, no, that's way high for me.
But I don't think it would be a risk, is what I'm getting at.
Oh no,
I'm changing my name. I'm going with Sonny Styles. I'm going with the linebacker.
No, you already said the tight end.
No, scratch that, erase it, clip it. It's not there.
Jeff had a ball at the Underworld Olympics. So those are the two names he came up with. I'm just saying.
No, I came up with a whole list. I mean,
just loved what he saw at the Underworld Olympics. If it's Sonny Styles,
oh,
I think it was phenomenal. I mean, there's no two ways about it.
28 offensive. Hold on.
It was Rieger. Yeah, Rieger was another one too, but it looks like he dropped a bit.
See?
Says I love mock drafts. I can fulfill my fantasy or my dreams trading back multiple times a day. But all right, guys.
There's very few where I've actually taken Mendoza.
But
That's
my question is this, okay? We talk trade back, right? Everybody's talking like if you have the opportunity to trade back and get more picks. We talked about it earlier. There's only like two teams that are we can really see making a move for a quarterback, right? The Cardinals and probably the Browns.
I count 4.
You count 4.
Who are the other two?
I think it's definitely the Jets, the Cardinals, the Browns,
3.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh would probably go all in if they could. I'll tell you right now, Pittsburgh, if Ty Simpson's there when they pick, I don't think he's getting past them. They got to do something. They got to do something.
You know what? I can't disagree with you. I think
they're going off the curtails of what's his name? Rodgers right now, still, huh?
Yeah, he's still holding them out right now. You know, that's the bullshit with it. He's done this for every fucking team, whether he's coming back or not, except for Green Bay. Green Bay just said, "Yep, you're out of here. Bye-bye." You know, Green Bay moved on from him, and you know he's done it in Pittsburgh. Did it last year. He's doing it now. He did it in New York. You know, so it's like, if I was the team, I'd be like, you know what? I don't give a shit what you're doing. We're moving on from you, whether you're coming back or not. You know, don't play these games. You know, don't go on a darkness retreat. I'll let you know in 2 weeks.
And I don't even recognize Pittsburgh anymore with McCarthy and what they're doing over there. Like, it's just, it's weird to me. Yeah.
Yep.
Like being held hostage by Rodgers like that, like, I would never have seen the Steelers. You
can't do that shit. And that's why you see people saying, "Oh, we should bring in Aaron Rodgers." No, absolutely not. Fuck no. Not even because of his. I just don't want that bullshit of him holding that over us.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No. Tell you that he should have fucking retired when he was done in Green Bay. He should have just called it a day there.
Let me ask you this, Jeff. When we look at all these organizations, right? We call ourselves, we're desperate for a quarterback position. We're desperate for everything, just like the Pittsburgh Steelers are. Why is it that every single name that comes up, as in like a possibility free agent name, we're talking Kirk Cousins now, right? All these veteran names coming up for the Raiders because we're drafting a rookie QB.
Because we all think that a rookie shouldn't start because we heard someone say that Brady doesn't want his rookies to start.
Pretty much what he just said. I mean, seriously.
But wow. So when people hear this, right? Because the thing is now they're saying, oh, if you draft Fernando, if you draft him number 1, do you sit him? Do you start him? What is your position on that, guys? I'll be like, I don't know if you guys would start him from the get, or do you guys bring in a veteran to hold down the ship?
I'll take this one first. I'll be quick, actually. To sit here and say, do you start him or do you sit him? I think that all depends on what happens during training camp, preseason. If he plays in those games and he outplays anybody else on this team as at quarterback, then he's earned that right.
Shouldn't be hard.
No, he earns that right to be the starter. Right. But if there's any doubt where they don't think he's gonna do well as a starter from starting at week 1, then obviously you don't start him. You know, we have to bring in a third QB. We cannot go into the season with, say, AOC 12 starting and him as the backup, and that's it. We need to have a third option. It's not so much a veteran presence to groom to groom it. That shit annoys me sometimes.
We're gonna draft another quarterback from the FCS. What did we do? Yeah. Draft 2 of them last year? Touchdown Tommy and Ken Miller.
Yeah. But either we take another quarterback late in the draft, and that's going to be our number 3 guy, regardless. But for all we know, we could draft a guy like Drew Aller late in the draft, or pick one up and as an undrafted free agent. And my God, what happens if he outshines Mendoza? Everybody's going to have a shit fit, So whatever happens at that point. I mean, if he's good enough to start, then fucking start him. That's what you picked him number 1 for. I mean, if you want to get the true value for your number 1 pick, then I don't see a reason why you shouldn't be starting if he's that good in preseason and training camp and he's doing everything he needs to do and he shows it, then fucking start him. If he doesn't, then you don't start him. I'm not worried about the protection for him right now. It's got a running game. It's got an offensive line that should be a hell of a lot better than last year. Biggest thing, wide receivers. But you won't have to throw much. You'll just be handing it off. And 5-yard dumpers to
back shoulder fades.
Yeah. 5-yard fades.
Back shoulder.
Cheeto.
What up, man?
I get it. Jeff is saying you got to win it out in preseason. You got to be the guy.
QBs nowadays are different than I think that mentality of they have to sit is a little different. But I also think that you have to make sure they're ready before you put them out there. If you think about when Derek Carr went out there and he beat whoever was supposed to be your starter that year, he demonstrated
Matt Schwab.
He beat Schwab. He showed leadership. He showed that the team was going to get behind him, even though we only won a couple games that year. But you saw that the position had somewhat of a thing, right? So if Mendoza can come into this season and do the same, then I wouldn't be opposed to him starting. Honestly, not really, right? If we're coming into the season and it's going to happen, it's going to be like AOC's throwing dimes. Hondo saying that AOC just looks like a whole nother quarterback. All that's going to come out because that's what happens in the offseason, right? But at the end of the day, this kid was drafted number 1. He's going to start eventually. It's just a matter of when Kubiak and his coaches think he's ready, right? One thing that I would want, and I don't know if they would do it, but I would do as a coach, is make sure that line is stable enough so that we don't destroy this kid. If that line's holding its own and it's like, okay, this is a lot better, but if it's still struggling and we need to fix it, throw Aiden back there for a little bit. Fuck it.
And you won't know that until preseason hits.
Right.
And you're not going to know it during the training camp. Right, Will? We discussed this the other night, didn't we? Right? 100%.
And we saw how bad the O-line was when preseason started. Remember, Jeff?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. We were like, what the hell was that?
I've smacked Will in the face with some knowledge Saturday night that he didn't know about and was shocked.
With the limited, guys, I'd be like, limited physical practice. I'd be 28 practices total for a season.
Mm-hmm.
Full contact.
14 from the start of training camp until the last preseason week, and then 14 during the regular season. In that 14 out of the 18 weeks also includes postseason too. So you can only have 14 full padded contact practices the entire season, including playoffs.
Not all of them, coach.
So how physical can these guys get? Especially rookies. Rookies are the ones that get the biggest injustice in this. So their full contact doesn't come until they actually get in a preseason game.
Yeah. Lincoln talks about it all the time, Will. All the time.
It's horrible now with this collective bargaining agreement and the rules that they've got in training camp and practices. They guarantee they have to give them a day off. They can't you can't do consecutive weeks of you can't stockpile your days. So if you go 3 weeks without a physical practice, you can't do 2 days that week. You can only do one a week, but you can only do it 14 times in the entire season. That's fucking crazy. So 14 times. You could go 2 weeks and not have a physical practice. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts.
That's why people like Jeff and Link were so mad last year that those young kids weren't getting playing time. And everybody was like, well, they're not showing it in practice. What practice?
Yeah.
They're not doing shit.
No. Do you realize that 90% of the time in practice, it's either shorts and T-shirts or it's helmets and shorts and T-shirts. They only put pads on, the shoulder pads on and pants 1 day a week. And that's it. The rest of it's all fucking helmets, walkthroughs. You can still do 2-a-days, but one of those sessions have to either be walkthroughs or film sessions. Can't be out on the field and like physically running around or whatever. So if you do 2-a-days, one of your sessions during the day is full physical activity but no contact, because you can't do contact on 2-a-days, and the other one has to either be limited walkthroughs or film sessions. That's how fucked up it is. That's how pussified the NFL is.
But it boggles my mind how they still get hurt at practice.
Yeah. Will brought it up perfect on Saturday night. He goes, how the hell do I teach a kid to tackle the right way with all the rule changes in the NFL too? With these guys, with the hip drops, the horse collars and all that.
You're teaching them on a tackling dummy.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing.
And then you wonder why our team was so bad last year, because not only were our coaches not coaching, they didn't get the proper enough of time to even coach with these guys. That's the worst part. So it's twofold for us last year. Horrible coaching and not even having the ability to coach the right way. These guys can't even smack each other around. It's aggravating.
Did you hear Signetti talk about practices scheduled for the week? No. Wonder it was the most limited offensive scheme I've seen in college level. Yeah.
Well, and here's the thing, Cheeto. We talked about it.
Signetti, isn't that the head coach from Indiana?
Yeah, that's from
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's why he's saying it's so simplified. It's so easy that he has to keep it.
Guys tearing their fibula, taking notes.
Yeah.
It's the Crocs and the slides, y'all. It's the Crocs and the slides. Oh, shout out to Crocs.
Oh my God. But Cheeto, I'm with you, man. I mean, I want this guy to sit. I want him to, when you put him out there, I want him to be ready. The reason is a lot of guys have fragile state of minds.
I don't think he does.
But I'm not saying that he does. But I'm saying a lot of guys do. And you have to look at it and say, hey, man, he's not built like the old school. You have to look at it and say, these are new school guys.
No players are anymore.
That's what I'm saying.
I think he's one of the few, though, that is. That's the one thing I do like about this kid. As nerdy and as dorky as he is, to me, he does have that to him. Mm-hmm. And I saw it when he got knocked in the playoffs, when he got knocked by Ohio State, and then when he got drilled by Miami. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, I don't think it's not that he's tough or anything like that.
Now, I don't use the T word.
Right.
You're going to piss off Jeff.
Or mentally tough or whatever. What I'm saying
is that dog in him.
There you go. There it is.
He's a monster. But I'll tell you like this. When you bring in a young guy and he has success, and then sometimes he's going to go through the highs and lows, man, the NFL is fucking brutal. Raider Nation is brutal. I'd be like, for this guy to go.
They are if you let them beat you like that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
You know, like, bro, eventually it keeps pounding on you, man. And you know, bro, we've all been at games where there's some dudes that you're like, I can't believe this mother. I know why he got flipped off. I know why he's acting like that. You know this. Like, we all know this.
Listen, I didn't do nothing.
Yeah, I didn't do nothing, right? I didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
But the guy literally looks at you and says, fuck you. Like, well, I didn't do nothing, bro. I didn't say nothing.
Jamba dedicated to the UFL. He's just
see, that's what Raider Pizza said is exactly what I explained on Saturday night too. You know, they can't, when they do the walkthroughs or the, you know, when they're in full pads, they can't hit, like they can't tackle it. You physically cannot tackle anybody. If you do, you get fined in practice. Okay. So you can't tackle anybody. You can't hit a receiver. You can't hit the running back. As soon as you make that wrap up thud sound, plays over, stops right there. That's what it is. They play to the thud. That's what they call it.
That's so detrimental to the game.
Well, it's only a matter of time before this league turns into the flag football league. That's what it's going to come to.
So, and I'll ask you guys this. Now that we talk about that and going high thud and doing all that, is that the reason why we're missing so many tackles in the league?
Oh, I put money on that.
We're sitting here going against dummies, like Cheeto said.
You got to remember,
dummies.
You had to retrain people how to tackle, how to hit. Yeah. The way we were taught was you just threw your whole fucking body in there like a missile.
Oh, yeah. You went for the kill.
Might not have been the smartest thing in the world, but hey, that's what we did, right? So you had to retrain that out of the athletes already. And then now you're limiting how much contact you can have in practice. It's going to go with one with the other, bro. It's gonna it was going to happen. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know how hard it is to be a DB in the league nowadays? You can't even breathe on these motherfuckers without that flag coming out, bro.
But we talked about it as well. A defensive lineman, bro. How are you supposed to stop your momentum from falling on top of it? You are 350 pounds of pure mamma jamma.
Yeah.
Yep. Like, how are you going to stop yourself from falling on top of this guy?
Right?
You can't. Like I said Saturday night when you mentioned that, it's like everybody's going to turn into the magic bullet that hit JFK.
The other day, I almost fell on Noah. Yeah, I almost fell on Noah, bro, because my momentum was not going to stop me from moving that way. And I was like, bro, if you don't move, I'm about to land on you, dog. Oh, my Lord.
Coach wants to know if you played football, Cheeto.
Yeah, I did, bro. I played football in high school. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's so short, he was the kicking tee.
Well, you got to remember, the tallest guy on our team was 6'2". That'll tell you that much. So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Says John Billy.
We didn't build them that big when I was in high school.
The flag football talk on Sunday.
Oh, man.
Mm-hmm. I played flag football in the Navy for 2 years. Yeah.
I played in the men's league. We won the championship that,
Yeah, I did the flag football thing in the Navy.
So on Sunday, I did something a little special. I went, Dawn and I went to a buddy of mine. He runs a card show organization. It's like the biggest one in the state and actually kind of in New England now. So I ended up picking up some football. I haven't bought football cards in years. So I picked up 5 Ashton Genty rookie cards while I was there.
Nice.
I get them, and Dawn's like, "Why'd you get those?" She goes, "I thought you didn't like him." I said, "Why does everybody say they don't like him?"
Like, there's a reason we say that, Jeffrey. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
It's not for nothing. But hey, we put words in your mouth.
Yeah, right? Jesus.
See, I'm not the only one who said that. So if I'm not the only one who said that, what does that say? There's a consensus out there that you're not a fan of his?
No, I never said I wasn't a fan of his. I just didn't like the way that we were going to go about bringing him in. We weren't doing him any justice, and we didn't do him any justice last year.
And yes,
you could have had a buddy anywhere else.
There was a rundown sighting.
Yeah, I got the picture to prove it. He is not AI. Yeah. He's a real person.
Yo, that was like my next thing. Yo, Cheeto.
Yes.
How was your event this weekend, man? I heard you got 90 picnic baskets. Guys, they're still a little short. So if you guys got some time to donate, please make sure, or the Easter baskets. Sorry, my bad.
I was like a Yogi Bear over here.
That's what I thought of right away. Was Yogi Bear picnic a basket?
Hey.
Yeah, bro. He said those cards come in actual Gen-T size. 805 has something against short people, y'all.
But
he clowns on Makai Lemon. He clowns on Kyler Murray. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cheeto, you got 90 Easter baskets. You're still a little short. So, guys, if you guys can donate or find it in your heart to help out another guy, hit up our boy Cheeto Linus, man, and make sure that you guys donate to a great cause because my man is doing out there doing great work. So, tell us about it, bro.
Oh, it was fun, bro. We got together in the city of Fontana. It was our Easter picnic out there in the community. It was our South TBH New England. I mean TBH New England, TBH Inland Empire. My boy Mike from Raiders Against the World, and of course Sugar Free. I'm Joe from the Raider Misfits. It was a lot of fun, bro. I brought burgers out there. Your boy was on the grill. Mike bought his little portable propane grill. So I was out there grilling, dancing. You know, it wouldn't be a party without Cheeto dancing, and I was dancing. So I was definitely out there. They had the Easter Bunny come out. The kids had a hell of a time, bro. Each club donated at least 200 eggs. There were prizes for the kids to redeem, bunny bucks. There was an Easter Bunny store. Lots of hot dogs, lots of food. Somebody brought carne asada. I just saw it on the table, opened it up, threw it on the grill, and said, "Hey, man, it's ready." So I was just out there cooking, man. That was a good old time. Shout out to my boy Mariachi. He was out there. My homegirl Raider Villa, she was out there as well. Came down from up north. Mariachi came from Texas. His parents actually live in the IE, so they live nearby. So he was out here to visit them. So he swung by. Shout out to TNBC, man. They came through. They donated 25 Easter baskets themselves. And then shout out to everybody that came through. Like I said, we gathered around 90. Our goal was 150. Then with whatever money we had left over, and then of course shout out to my boy Jeff. That's why I had your club in my mind. Shout out to TBH New England. They donated $50 as well the day after. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up the rest of the baskets that I need to bring in, and then we're going to donate them on Thursday morning. So you'll see a video come out of us going over to the organization, and we're going to go ahead and donate them. So that'll be fun. I'm going to wear my 909 Raider jersey that day, so it'll say TBHIE, so you'll know which one is me. But yeah, man, it was fun. It was a lot of fun, man. It was a lot of fun out there. Got to meet a bunch of different new people that were from Fontana, that saw our flyers and just happened to be in the community, right? Yeah, they just came through. I saw your flyer, come and check it out. So we welcomed them with open arms. Yeah, dude, shout out to the vendors that donated. We had so much that they donated for the basket that we made. It was insane, bro. The Nation, Pink Kings, Dark Side, Hotheads. It was insane just how big and awesome the basket was. I posted some of the pictures on our TBH website, so check it out. It was out there. It was cool. Look forward to collabing again more with Misfits and with Mike. You know how Mike is. We get along so well. So we're looking at possibly doing a back to school thing come next the beginning of the next school year,
backpacks and shit,
backpacks and stuff
supplies.
like that.
Yeah, that's a good one to do. Yep.
So we're probably going to look into doing something like that, doing more collabs as far as giving back to the community. Shout out to my girl. You know, she was out there making sure that we had everything looked cute for the kids, that the kids had fun. Shout out to the wives and the girlfriends that were out there from the club members as well. They were out there doing their thing. Mike's wife, holding it down in the booth while Mike was running around, getting a generator, getting the DJ. The cord on the generator broke. Mike had to go back to Home Depot and get another one. Yeah. Yeah, bro. So shout out to the girls as well.
Well, I saw the pictures that you put up, and then I saw a video. I think Mike put out. He put out a video too of what he captured that day. So, you know, kudos to you guys, man. That's a great thing you did over there for those kids. That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, it was fun.
I love it. Kudos to you and everybody involved. Good job.
Doug did an interview too, so hopefully that comes out soon. Not like that way you guys can see he interviewed us and caught a lot of the footage that was out there, what was going on. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, man. Shout out to our boy Dub Raider for always going out there and grabbing content, man.
Yeah, well done, Leo. Round of applause to you. And everybody involved.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
I mean, like, it's really cool to see, like, everybody doing something different, right? I've seen Jeff do stuff with their club. Now I see Leo going out there and, like, getting out in the community. And you know what, Leo? This is the first time I've actually got somebody say, hey, man, like, they saw my flyer and they just showed up out of nowhere. They said, hey,
they saw the flyer on social media.
Which for me, I'm like, man, that's.
And it was on Facebook of all places. So that tells you the age of the people. But yeah. But hey, so those of you who say, why do you guys still go on Facebook? That's why. Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cheeto, so
because not everybody's on Instagram.
No, not everybody's on Instagram or YouTube. And a lot of people say that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You had two unique experiences. One, you said, hey, man, and Cheeto's really humble, guys. I know I call him the world famous Cheeto Linus. But when you ever meet him, I'm like, he's a humble dude. I'd be like, he's really chilled and laid back. But you told me, man, hey, I had somebody recognize me from your show, you know, or from your YouTube channel that they've seen you on YouTube. And two, now you had somebody also see your flyers and just show up. Cheeto, how does that make you feel? How does that make you like, be like, honestly, we're just personalities, right, on YouTube, and how does that
honestly make it's mission accomplished. That's why we do it. You know, when we come on here and we talk about events, that's the point. It's not for, you know, for whatever reason people might think for the clout or all that, but you know, it's to get the word out there about the things that we're doing. You know, even someone like Jeff, who's all the way on the East Coast, someone like you who's in Colorado, you know, just being able to mention it and then seeing it that way. That's the whole point. So to me, it's mission accomplished. You know, that we're able to do this. I mean, the YouTube thing, you know, it is what it is. We enjoy here. We love talking ball. You know, we talk football with each other. When I've hung out with some of you in person, you know, we do it. That's all we do is talk ball. Especially Bob 805. You know, that's all we do. You know, my girl will be around us, come back. You guys are still talking about the Raiders? Like, yes, that's all we do. What do you think we do?
That's all we do.
Right? Like, that's all we do. Yeah. So yeah, it's just cool to be able to do that. I didn't get to do much of that on Saturday, but then again, like I said, I guess I'm used to doing this, so took the initiative to just start cooking, making the hamburgers, the hot dogs, you know, and stuff like that. So just to get it out there. So it's definitely cool to be able just to hang out with people and stuff like that. Yeah. I would do it for the cow.
No, man. Hey, and guys, we got a couple other events that are going to be happening. I know that I don't have the flyers, but we have the bill.
What? Producer, you don't have the flyers?
I don't have the flyers, man. I don't know what I did with the flyers. I couldn't bring them up.
A good thing we got Jeff here. Jeff is the flyer guy.
Yeah, Jeff is the flyer guy. But, you know, hey, TBA Sacramento will be having their draft party up there at Shenanigans. Make sure that you guys hit them up, man. Bill Romanowski will be in the house. All sorts of people will be in the house.
Yeah. You reminded me of one. Go ahead.
There we go. Oh, sorry. Oh. You know, hey, make sure that you guys head out there to Citrus Heights. Support our brother, freaking Steven Chavez and TBH Sacramento, man. They're a great group. Carmen will be up there. They'll take great care of you. And hey, what up, Big Easy? TBH.
What's up, Big Easy?
House, baby. Cheeto, you got another.
This is so true, Bob. MC Raider couldn't handle all the Raider talk.
Hey.
Yeah, Arizona, West Valley. So West Valley, Arizona. Right. Keep out for them. They have their diehards. Diehards is having their draft party, and they're gonna have Lester Hayes. Lester Hayes is gonna be in there, doing autographs and things like that. So if you're there in Arizona, make sure you look up Diehards and find their event for the Lester Hayes signing that's going to be happening. And then, of course, TBH one at the Palms, right? The day of the draft, Thursday. The draft party.
Cheeto, will you be there?
What's that?
At the draft party? No, because you're going to be at the draft, right?
I'm not going to
No, he's not good. No.
No, you're not going to.
Would be
Leo just doesn't want to see me in person. I think that's what it's come down to.
No,
He didn't
I
come
already
out
told
to
you,
New
bro.
England.
I'm still not
Not
working.
coming to the draft.
You know how irresponsible it would be.
I know. I'm kidding. Jesus Christ! Don't
No,
be so...
I'm trying to tell Wilfredo.
Why you scolding me, bro? Why you scolding me? I mean, like, you know, I don't know. Like,
and who knows, man? The way shit be going on in these airports, they might fucking like lock me up and take me away because of the way I look. Shit.
Yeah.
Fucking cheetah.
Brady Pete. Yeah, there's a bunch of shit to do in and
y'all
around.
laugh, bro, but there's no pal.
Get the
real.
It's
real, bro. It's real.
The setup, the way I saw a map of it, I don't know if it's 100% word the way it's going to be, but if you look at Google Maps, you look at the stadium. On the east side of the stadium is where they're going to set up and actually have the draft itself. Like that's where everything's going to happen the day, you know, when the actual draft is up and running. On the other side of the stadium, on the west side of the stadium, is going to be like the whole fan zone thing, like all the interactions and everything. But Wednesday night at 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock, it's at Mike's Beer Bar, which is literally right across the street from the stadium, is where they're going to have this big meet and greet from 6 to 10. So I know 805 said that the other night he wanted to scope out everything. But just to let you know, 805, that party is literally right there at the stadium. It's when I say it's across the street, I mean it's legit across the street from the stadium. So be able to do both if you want.
Everything should be there.
Yeah. But I definitely want to scope it out too, like he was saying. I want to figure out what, you know, like where we need to make sure we know where we're going on Thursday when we get there, so we're not wandering around like a bunch of idiots trying to figure out how to get in the damn thing. Because I need to do as little walking as possible.
I'm
not
pretty
walking
sure
around
they
that
have
stadium.
signs that tell you where to go.
Maybe
They're
don't.
not going to expect you to walk around with a compass, which is the east side of the stadium.
He said with the compass.
Well, anybody that knows general directions be able to tell anyway.
That's what you now. We say I'm on the west side, like fuck, like I carry a compass, bro.
I'm on the west side of the building. What's
like,
the west side?
Fuck you, Leo.
Go west on Holt. Left or right, bitch? Which one do I go? Follow the sun. There you go, Big Easy.
Well, anybody that is planning on going to the draft, the actual physical draft, hit me up. I know 805's going out there. Surveyor's going out there. Chris from Protect the Shield is going out there. Make sure you hit one of us up. We're all going to be out there. So I can't wait, man. I know Mike's going. Mike and Mara are going now.
Yeah. Mike told me he's going. I talked to him this weekend.
Yeah. I think Predator. I think Anthony's going too. I know Scream's going.
Man, that's gonna be awesome.
So,
you know what we did in Detroit? We followed the signs. Fanzo draft. Cool.
I'm looking forward to actually, you know, the first night and obviously the second night, at least the second round. But man, I cannot wait for Saturday. I'm dying for Saturday because we're going to the Hall of Fame.
Happier about Thursday and Friday?
Oh yeah, I mean,
Hall of Fame. That's why.
Yeah,
on Saturday, right. Hell yeah. I've
right?
never been, you know. So I think Mar and Mike are going to come with us too. So I can't.
You just
wait.
have to have clear ones, Josh. Anytime you go somewhere, you got to have a clear bag, bro.
Yeah, wife's got one, so I'm all set.
When you travel enough, bro, you just bring a clear bag. That's why I have the one from the TBH store. That clear backpack, fucking everywhere, bro. I can even take that into Dodger Stadium and put food in that motherfucker.
The good thing for me is I'm going to have my vest on and I got 1 million pockets on the inside of that thing. So I'm going to be able to carry everything I need to carry.
Bro, I was in the Navy in the 90s, not back when we were mapping shit out with stars. You know? I wasn't sailing with Columbus, dog.
He's out there with a sextant.
Yeah.
Oh, no stars over there, so we're going to go there. Where's the horizon right there?
Yeah.
Shoot. All right, fellas. Hey, TBH Bakersfield has just sent us a message. They have a Bomb Squad Sports times Cataldo's Pizzeria.
What is
They're
that?
having a watch party. Thursday the 23rd. Start time is at 4:30.
Raider Dad?
No, this is Bakersfield, California.
Oh, shoot. Okay, easy. I see you. All right.
Yes, sir.
Easy, tag me on this.
Yes, sir. Make sure that you tag our boy Cheeto Linus. And then next, Big Luck already brought this up, man. TMBC will be having their Texas Takeover barbecue starting Friday the 10th all the way through the 12th. I know that this says Saturday the 11th. That's going to be the one big party. They do a whole weekend thing. So, hey, guys, if you guys are down there in Dallas, Fort Worth area, make sure you check them out. We'll be down there checking them out. Lots of stuff to do, man. Lots of great parties. But, hey, y'all, we've been on for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. They're like, I know that it's the slow season. Right now, it's really like, we're waiting to see what happens with the draft. I bet we hit another low. But I want to know what your guys' final thoughts are. What are your guys' thoughts for the nation? And what do we got going on?
It's not slow because once you hit the draft, then it's May. Then we have the schedule release. And you think our hopes are up now? Wait till the schedule comes out, bro. That's when you'll see Raider fans' hopes like, oh, bro, we're going to go 14-3. Like, hell no, we don't lose this many games. Like, yeah. Yeah. And then training camp will start. We'll see preseason, and then we'll start to settle in a little bit.
Well, don't forget too, we get a head start on OTAs too.
Yeah,
because we have a new coach again. Maybe that's why they keep doing this. We keep getting new head coaches so we can stop practices.
Yeah, that's not right.
It hasn't been helping. So I'll be like, whatever it is, we need to make sure that we change stuff up. But at the end of the day, man, like I said, what is your thoughts? What's your final thoughts? Where do you guys want to like?
Oh, Juan. So Holt in Pomona is one of the street where the day walkers and night walkers.
I thought that was Figueroa.
That's in LA, bro. You think there's only one? Come on now. Yeah.
Cheeto knows them all.
I live by Holt. Yeah. I live by Holt. Next time I'll do Lyft, I'll take a video for you and I'll show you. Will.
Oh, but no, bro, no. Hey, you know what, Cheeto? I've seen those TikToks, bro, where those guys are.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. And yes, TMBC stands for the Nation Booster Club. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. See, there you go. Big Easy. V Street in Bakersfield. Yeah.
Oh man.
Jeff, where the hose at in New England?
No, it's in Rhode Island, bro. It's in Rhode Island.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's not in one state because they're so congested. I'm sure it's like an area, right?
No, they'd be in downtown Providence, usually on the south side.
There you go.
South side's always the shitty side, you know.
He said
always where the
workers. Bro, you laugh, but I was one of those case managers that used to have to outreach on the streets like that. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
We call them daywalkers.
Yeah. Daywalkers. Yeah.
So,
dude, watch some of the videos from Philadelphia on Kennington Street. Oh my God. Those, I don't know how these people stay standing up and they're still like sound asleep, hunched over. It's hard. It's unbelievable. It's so bad.
Dude. Well, guys, final thoughts?
I need Jeff to stop being so negative so we can be more positive around here. My negativity comes off of Jeffrey. I used to be such a positive guy. And then I don't know what happened. Yeah.
You know what it is? It's the chat that turns me negative because as soon as you say something, they pull out the claws on you, like, oh, you can't say that. You can't go. Why don't you like him? Well, I have a difference of opinion, so I feel one way versus what everybody else does. What do you want me to say?
And shout out to Dan Orlovsky and 805 for standing 10 toes down on their take that Simpson is the better quarterback.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
I don't care what we do for quarterback. I just want to trade out the number one pick and get more options. That's my thing. That's
And
all.
if anybody knows someone at Mitchell and Ness, can you tell them to please restock the 2X and the Marshawn Lynch jerseys? I've been waiting since fucking January, and they haven't restocked anything higher than an XL.
Oh yeah, Manuel wants Ty Simpson bad too. He's on the tie.
There you go, Manuel. There you go.
He's a big Alabama guy. Look, you can just look at his logo. Look at his icon.
Roll Tide. Yeah. On the Tira. That's a whole other kind of show, dog. That's a whole other kind of show.
Dude, Ja Raider, make plans to come out for the Jets game. We're going to New York to play the Jets. We're going to have a lot of festivities going on that weekend. We'll be there.
Yeah, why do you tell Ja's going to travel with us this year?
He said New York never sleeps. I hope to visit it one day. Looks beautiful.
Oh, yeah. That's
why I said make plans for the season when the schedule comes out, man. Yeah. My take on everything, or final thoughts, I just stay positive again still. Stop the negativity. If somebody has a dispute with you on what they like for a player or a draft pick, just fucking stop the fighting bullshit, man. Just whatever. I have my opinion. You have your opinion. This person has their opinion. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't get your opinion sucks.
Yeah, I don't get mad if somebody says, "Well, we'll take a Mendoza." Okay, that's fine.
Right.
Whatever. Shit, man. Sky's blue, but don't sit there and tell me it's black when it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon and the sun's shining. What the fuck?
Right.
Oh,
hey, go watch Hail Mary. That shit was surprisingly cool, bro. I liked it. It was like, what the fuck? I ended up liking that fucking movie. I went to go watch it on Sunday.
What the hell was that one?
Hey.
That's the new one with Ryan Gosling, Eva Mendes' husband. Yeah.
Oh, is that where he's in space?
Yeah. With
The Rock?
Yes, with Rocky. Rocky.
Okay.
Not The Rock, but Rocky. Don't say The Rock. People are going to think The Rock is going to come back.
The Rocky character, I guess.
Rocky character. Yeah.
But hey, make sure that you guys log into 805's Film Breakdown, man. Hey, they do some great stuff on this channel.
Is he going to break down Ty Simpson film tomorrow?
I don't know. He said
what his plan was.
18th to break down film. So
I think he's either doing it tomorrow night or either Sunday or next week.
My logo is the two fake people on Chat Sports, the Jets fan and the Texans fan. Oh, they ain't never coming on the show.
I was in their chat today talking shit again too. So
yes, Coach. Project Hail Mary was great. Yeah.
Not talking shit to them, just people that were just whatever.
And if you're in the surrounding Ontario, Inland Empire area, I won't be on the show tomorrow, Jeff. Sorry. MC Raider had a last-minute comedy show, so he needed me to help him promote it. So that's what I'm doing tomorrow. Yeah.
All right. So it's just Nate. All right. So tomorrow night, folks, don't forget 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. Raider Connection will be myself, Jay, and LV Raider 10. So if you haven't subbed to those other two channels,
I'm going to try and come in live to get you guys footage of the comedy show with the Raider fans that show up, so you can see like how much. I'll try to do that. See if they let me, because it's at the Ontario Improv. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I'll see, because he's not headlining, somebody else is. Yeah.
So if you haven't already, make sure you get over to LV Raider 10, hit that sub, hit the notification. He'll be streaming from his channel tomorrow night, and for Jay, Just Raiders, baby, make sure you do the same. And also, if you haven't yet, get to this gentleman down below here, Cheeto Linus, and do the same for him. He's already over 1,000 now, so good for him, man. Happy for you. Next up is Will and Nate. We got to get them to their milestones. So
805 and Downer Orlasky have the same agent.
All right, he said film breakdown of both QBs next week. All right, so probably next Wednesday then.
Oh, okay.
That's usually when they do it. It's on Wednesday.
All right. Okay.
So,
all right, Joe. So I'll give you guys my final thoughts. Hey, at the end of the day, Raider Nation, what y'all need to do is just stay positive. No matter what happens, we don't control this. You have to trust the people that are there in this organization, that this organization has put there. And if you do believe in what Spytek is doing and you do believe in what Kubiak has brought to the table, we have to be patient enough to see what they do. Regardless, at the end of the day, it's all about one team. It's all about the Raiders. And we are going to cheer for this team no matter who we select. So what I would tell you is to be patient. And no matter what anybody else says, believe what you want to believe and believe in the players that you want to believe in. As Cheeto says, fan the way you want to fan.
That's right.
But at the end of the day, it's all about one nation. It's all about one team.
The Flock Nation. Oops.
Flock Nation.
Fuck those guys. It's all about the Raiders, baby.
Oh, that was perfect.
Hey. 805, we all know how important you are, bro. You should be a scout for the Raiders. You should be there doing everything. Hey, I appreciate y'all for listening in.
805, you ought to do YouTube shows.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, you should.
Yeah, I think he'd be pretty good at it. Yeah.
I think he'd be really good at it.
I wonder if you do one every Wednesday.
Right? That would be
Man.
Sunday nights and Wednesday nights are good.
Yeah. Those are good times. So if you guys have a chance, make sure you hit up 805. Hey, Raider.
Yeah, make sure tomorrow night, War Room, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific. And then when you're done watching that, you can come on over to our channel and watch our stuff. Raider Connection.
It's the Raider Connection show.
Until next time, go Raiders, baby.
Stay safe, go Raiders.